What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for joining us. This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs, joined as always by my co-host Andrew. Don't get it twisted, Lapachet, and this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. Thank you so much for stopping by on this lovely Monday evening. Finally starting to cool down. Yes, we are recording on a Monday today. Schedules kind of got in the way and a little mixed up on Sunday, so we had to push it to Monday. And of course, we had to make sure we had the evening off to get the show crack-a-lackin'. So we always appreciate you guys' patience with our schedules. I do tend to kind of juggle a little bit. So we are recording on this Monday evening. And as I was saying, finally cooling down. We had here in Las Vegas, like, I think it was 5 or 6 days straight of over 110 degrees, 112 here, 111 here, 113, 110, yada, yada. So it has been hot. We have an AC unit in the garage, just, in case anybody's chilling in the garage. But holy hell, that does not do jack. It is toasty as a mother, and it's going to continue at least for a little bit longer. But we got a little bit of cool down now. We're in the 90s, since it's nice and late in the evening here on this Monday. And we are recording on Monday, of course, on top of the fact that our schedules kind of got in the way, but there's really not that much news. There was no major fights this weekend. Yeah, there was some stuff going on ESPN with MVP3 card or 4, however it was. Nothing to talk about necessarily, and then some Zuffa fights. They were pretty on the slow side, I guess we can say. But there was still some news. So the majority of the topics we're going to be talking about is stuff outside of the ring, certain fights that might be made, certain fights that might not be made, which we'll talk about here momentarily. Taking a look at the docket. Devin Haney, no more than a week ago, we were talking about a potential fight, welterweight unification fight with Liam Paro. Well, now we might have put the kibosh on that, because it looks like somebody else might be stepping in and might be leaving Paro without an opponent. Because someone else might step in as an opponent for him. Holy hell, we're going to be talking about that, because, boy, this weird musical chairs at welterweight that we're playing is mighty odd. I was, getting excited a possible welterweight tournament that we might be having here in the near future, and there goes that. So, as always, this is kind of the sport of boxing and prize fighting in general. So, there's a fight that we want to see happen, and for whatever reason, it doesn't. But we're going to be talking about Devin Haney's next opponent. A possible fight at 154 pounds. We're going to be talking about that. It looks like Eddie Hearn might have something on his hands here, and we might have to quote Andrew from a few weeks ago about this possible fight that Eddie Hearn was talking about at 154 pounds that might be happening here in the U.S. We're going to be talking about that and the ramifications, the consequences of such fight at 154 pounds, whether or not it's good or not for the sport. Conor Benn is in the news here. If you guys have taken a look at the Ring magazine, I want to say it's their Facebook account. They have some photos up there of Conor Benn at 180 pounds, and dude looks, freaking jacked even still. And then even at a lighter weight class. Conor said something very peculiar in these last few days that now is raising some questions on his fight with Ryan Garcia. So much so that I'm hearing echoes of Eddie Hearn in the background. We're going to be talking about that, because I don't think he did himself any favors by what he said earlier this week here. But we're going to be talking about that, of course. Another fight that I'm not even sure if I call this a fight, but indefinite postponement for one Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Holy hell, we're definitely going to be talking about that, just because I don't know. We've seen this before. Haven't we not seen this before? This just feels so oddly familiar that we're in this spot yet again. But we're going to be talking about that. And one more bone to pick that I have with DAZN. I will let you guys know what that is, because if you guys have a DAZN subscription, chances are you too just recently received an email with some information regarding your subscription. So that is yet another bone that I have to pick with DAZN. But we will get to that, of course, towards the end of the show. And if anything else pops up in the meantime, we're going to throw that in there, because Like I said, it's a relatively slow news weekend. And if there's any breaking news between now and the end of the show, you best believe we're going to toss that in there. All right. So before we get to the actual topics, as always, a quick word from our channel sponsor, Health E Sol or Health Y Sol. Make sure to check them out. They're a tallow-based product, tallow-based soap in particular. If you happen to check them out and find anything you might want to try, make sure to use the code MADBoxing10 at checkout and get 10% off of your purchase, or follow the affiliate link that's going to be in the description of this video and get the same 10% off. As I usually say, lavender patchouli is my favorite. As a matter of fact, I just got a package today with 2 new bars. Yeah, that definitely will last me at least a few weeks. So make sure to check them out, Health Isol or Health Ysol. So yeah, check them out. Make sure to use MADBoxing10 at checkout and get 10% off your order. Alrighty, so as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it is freaking hot, right? I do live in Las Vegas. For those of you who don't know, I'm originally from California. Well, one of the things that I discovered as an early teen in California in the summer is a drink that I had never heard of before I reached the age of 12 or 13. And I have one here that I wanted to throw this in here just because. Remember these, Andrew? Arizona's, right? I
Yes,
haven't
sir.
had one of these in the hottest friggin' minute, and this is a mucho mango. So I'm going to be killing this mother while we're on the show because, man, I haven't had one in a hot minute, and boy, is this going to really hit the spot on this hot summer day. Arizona, if you're listening, I'm sure you are. Make sure to sponsor us next time. All right. So we're going to get crack-a-lacking with this odd one here. No more than a week ago, or last Wednesday, I was getting all giddy and excited of a possible the beginnings, of a welterweight tournament. The WBO champion Devin Haney, from last I read, are in talks or with Liam Paro's team, and possibly setting up a unification fight that is the current IBF welterweight champion. And I was trying to, maybe mold it in a way, shape it in a way so I can kind of pitch it to Andrew. Like, Andrew, I'm trying to sell it to you, man. This is going to be good. This is the beginning of what could be the welterweight tournament that we've been all waiting for. And then that goes to shit because it looks like Devin Haney will not be fighting Liam Paro. Now, let me go ahead and throw this quote from one Paro here real quick. And this is a post that I saw on Facebook. The Aussie claims U.S. superstar Devin Haney is ducking him. World champion Liam Paro has accused American superstar Devin Haney of deliberately ducking a unification blockbuster between the pair. I think blockbuster is a bit of an overstatement. The Australian star has stressed, this is a quote, he says, "I've said I'm good to fight, and we ain't heard a thing." Oh, snap. All right. He said they were cool. Apparently, Devin Haney and their people were like, yo, what the hell? But it comes to a potential twist in their talks because it looks like the talks are all over. We are not going to get an October showdown the way we anticipated. This is a multi-layer story, and we'll get to who Devin Haney might be fighting. But before we get to that, Andrew, let me go ahead and officially bring you into the show here. Before we get to the second part of this story here, I know I was trying to sell it to you. Liam Paro and Devin Haney unification fight, the beginning of a tournament. Well, there goes that. You weren't too crazy about it, but is this not I mean, I'll get to the opponent later, but what the hell? I was a little excited about it. Now it went out the window.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a few months now. I thought Turkey had big plans for the welterweight division, and it's kind of sad to see where we're at right now. Kind of in no man's land. We have Lopez versus Raleigh, right? Lopez, not a welterweight, gets to move up and fight for a title in a division that I thought was already packed. And then you have Garcia stepping up and taking on a guy who hasn't been a welterweight for 4 years. Really not a tournament at all.
Right.
The pieces that we had in play for some reason just aren't landing these big fights. I still got to say that it seems like the number one issue is Devin Haney's paycheck. I know no one's agreeing with me. It seems like everyone keeps saying it's everyone else. But one more time, Miguel, did any of our other faces of boxing ever have this much trouble getting an opponent in the ring?
Not that I can recall.
You remember when you fought the face of boxing? It almost seemed like you got a payday,
Mm. Right.
the biggest check of your career, and then you moved on with your life.
Mm.
What is going on right now that Haney has been in all these discussions with all these fighters, and somehow I'm supposed to keep blaming the other guys?
Right. Who's the common denominator here?
At some point, right?
Right. Right.
If your lady's friend has 5 husbands, what do we usually say, right?
Right.
If your boy's always saying it's the girl's parents' fault, what do we usually always say, right?
You're gonna have to look in the mirror at some point, there,
At
buddy.
some point, bro, their daddies and mommies are seeing someone, or your girlfriend is the problem, not the guys. So, look, man, we thought they went cheap. They said we can go cheaper.
What a downgrade! Shit, you're right.
Big time downgrade, man. Big time. From where this thing has started to where they're at right now, it's kind of maybe that's why Bill's been a little bit quiet. It seems like on social media, right? Can't really bark that you're the face of boxing when you're down to like opponent number Z. Zuffa maybe is around the corner. If they don't get this done, at least they can get you a fight. Jesus, you only make 750,000, but at least you're getting fights.
Yeah, that pen will touch the paper in the contract signature. You best believe it. So let's go ahead and go down the line here. I believe it was Shakur first, right? 144 pounds. Didn't happen. All right. Shakur went to Zuffa. We'll blame Shakur. Sure, why not? Right. Yep. After that, Keyshawn Davis. All right. Well, you know what? Didn't go through. I went to a purse bid. He wanted more money. All right, we're gonna bid Keyshawn. I mean, blame Keyshawn. Okay, fine. Liam Paro. Now Liam Paro is the next opponent, and then that goes through that falls through because apparently we're not going to get a unification fight between them now. So, as you said, Andrew, they can go cheaper, and maybe we're even counting our freaking chickens before they hatch because they might even go cheaper. But let's start with this one here. Devin Haney and Jack CATERALL began talks for welterweight title fight. According to the Ring Magazine Instagram account, Devin Haney versus Jack CATERALL is now being discussed for a potential WBO welterweight title fight. CATERALL's manager, Sam Jones, has confirmed. He says, "We accepted the fight and the date proposed. Let's get the fight on and get the contracts signed." I think he has one more quote here that says, people say the styles make fights, right? And they might not gel here, but I think it's a fascinating. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Facebook poster. No, I'm talking about Sam Jones. He says, I wouldn't say advanced, talking about talks. He said, I wouldn't say advanced talks, but we've accepted the fight and the date proposed. We are easy to deal with. We're not greedy, delusional people. Let's get the fight on and get the contract signed, right? So I like the fact that he wanted to throw in there, we're not greedy people. We're not delusional, meaning they probably took a lot less, right? Of course. Maybe I'm jumping the gun here and say maybe this one doesn't even go through. But wow. Holy hell, what a downgrade. And no shade on CATERALL, right? He's done what he's been able to do, and he's put on a couple of upsets and great fights with Josh Taylor. I get it, but he's not one of the guys that we want to see Devin Haney against, which is why I'm saying it's quite the downgrade. So no shade on him, but realistically, this is not the fight that we want to see. I don't know how much of a tougher fight this is for Devin, if that is at all. As a matter of fact, CATERALL himself only has a few fights at 147. I'm not sure how many because he too recently was moving up from 140 to 147. But okay, Andrew, what can we take from this? It looks like we're going to get, well, it seems though, we're going to get Devin Haney and Jack CATERALL next.
Yeah, there's nothing really you can say about this, but it's a showcase fight for Devin Haney. It's one that he's going to keep his title. He's going to move on. And what the real story here is, did they really call Eddie Hearn back? Last time I checked, CATERALL's an Eddie Hearn matchroom fighter.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Did they really have to call Eddie Hearn back, their old boss, and say, do you have any guys for us? We can't seem, Haney Promotions just can't seem to get it done on their own, right? Am I, you know?
Yeah. He's such a superstar that he just can't get people deciding to fight him.
He has a list.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not willing. There's something going on. In that contract, they're not promising something. I think it's the money. It has to be the money. And I'm thinking what happened here with the Paro fight was they came to an agreement before they went to the networks and said, all right, Paro said $3 million. They're like, so what? Did we tell you we're going to pay him $3 million? Right? Because all of a sudden, how couldn't both teams come to this agreement, but then the fight doesn't get made? Right? Maybe Bill was trying to negotiate before he even went up to DAZN to see if they would take the fight. Right? Like you just said, counted the chickens before the eggs hatched, and release the news that Paro was the guy, and then there was not enough money in the pot. And I don't think, well, soon they might have to, but I don't think at this time Haney's wanted to come off of their number of that $6 million, right? Because it's already been out there on the internet that that's what they're making. So we're not going to say we're making 5 now, right? So they're being a little, stubborn, I guess is a good word, on their own, and is why they're losing some of these fights. The bottom line is Devin Haney needs to stop acting like he's the new Floyd Mayweather of boxing. He's not. Maybe he should get a little humble, give some of that money back, and try to go out and prove it again. Yeah, you might say, well, that's stupid. He's going to fight CATERALL and make $6 million. But what happens if that fight doesn't sell? His next fight, DAZN's going to drop his money again, or his next contract, there might not be nothing there. Right. So you got to think of all those things too. The quick money, yes, is a nice thing to have. It's only $6 million, but it's fast. But what's the long run in this, right? He still looks like a young man, still has so many years to put on him. Do you really want this kind of relationship with DAZN where you're kind of forcing them to pay you that $6 million when you're not giving them the fighters that they really want or what they thought that price tag was going to be? Because you know, CATERALL has a close decision loss to Barbosa. I've got to ask, would it have been better just to fight Barbosa here in America? Who's going to get you the more, right? I mean, I don't know, Jack. I think Barbosa might actually bring more eyeballs to the American television than a Jack CATERALL. So he's already at that level opposition where he shouldn't be, right? I thought Haney was way above the Arnold Barbosa, Jack CATERALLs of the world. And now you're taking the lesser one. I guess it's cheaper. It's gotta be the money. And I'm telling you, it's not a good thing to force DAZN into paying you this $6 million. What they should do is maybe go back to the negotiating table, work another deal, try to get the big promoter on your side. Look, are we coming to realize that the Haneys might need big promoters to get these fights done? Right? I mean, they're trying to do it on their own. Because, I mean, look, Miguel, we can take this back to Manny Pacquiao. We can take this back to whatever happened to the rematch with fucking Ryan Garcia. Yeah. Right? Once again, people, if the money's there, I believe the fights get made. Ryan doesn't give a shit how many times he say he's on drugs. If he's gonna make $40 million, I think Ryan Garcia is there to fight you. It had to be the money wasn't there again. At least not there up front by one Turkey Ali Sheik, right? He's like, I don't think I'm gonna write this check. Why don't you guys just do the fight and we'll see how much we make and then we'll just divide it all up. And they're like, yeah, no, screw that. Right?
right. That's how the old guys used to do it, not us. No, fuck no. We need the guarantee shit right now. Whether the fight sells is not our fucking problem, homie. That's the old people shit. That's the boomers.
That's right. They seen how Turkey was working the last few years, right? All these fights that he put millions of dollars in. I know we went over them many times on this show. All of you guys know the fights that he put money in, didn't gain a dime back. Did some of these guys get spoiled? They're like, well, when did you start caring about viewership? Like, come on. We all knew this wasn't the path that boxing was going to stay on, right? That very well could be, but we could take this Haney issue back even further before Stevenson. I'm looking at the Pacquiao situation never developed. I'm looking at the Ryan Garcia situation never developed. I know I'm missing one
Even
too.
Telfimo, when they were like on TV and he kept calling them like the email champ or something like that. Like I remember they were on TV and they were bickering at one another. Like, oh
And
shit, back when they were at 135, I think.
wasn't Raleigh in discussions at one point? Haney
Um,
versus Raleigh was never discussed for unification.
I don't know if it ever was, but I remember specifically when Raleigh beat Ryan at that New York card, and he was asked about that in the ring, and he's like, no, they got unfinished business talking about Ryan and Devin, and saying like, oh, I'll let them fight. So I mean that, and then it kind of, if you hear Rolly Romero saying like, yeah, I'm never fight this fucker for whatever reason, he's got his reasons. He throws them out there. Some of them are dumb about him being boring and all the crap, but other stuff. But I don't know if it was ever legitimately like on the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's enough names in that pot to
Yes,
show that
plenty.
there's been a lot of disappointment out of Haney promotion so far. And I've got to say that like that because they were the ones that calling themselves the new face of boxing. They were the ones saying Devin Haney's running the sport. What happened to the $20 million a fight kid? 100 million before you're 30. Who else is doing that in the game? We are now talking about you fighting Jack Catterall, bro. Boy, have times have changed.
Did Floyd ever have this problem? Like people not wanted to fight that motherfucker? We're like, okay, he's the face of the sport. Nah, I'll pass.
Yeah, the only one they would probably throw in our face would be Manny Pacquiao, right? Even though it did happen, that's probably the only one that you could say there seemed to be something there with the whole I don't like needles, I don't like blood, you know, all those little excuses Manny was throwing. But besides that, I could have swore it was Floyd that was checking the names off of the box. You know what I'm saying? It was him that was determining who was going to get that lotto ticket of a payday. And it just
the sweepstakes, as I like to call it.
it is just not happening with Haney, and this has actually gotten real bad for them. This new one, Paro was like the last ditch effort to save themselves because he had the belt, bro. There's still gonna be a unification, look all pretty on TV. Now, how do they talk themselves out of this one? I mean, really, Haney. I don't even know if Bill can go on a rant and call everyone a pussy because then the real stories might come out, right? He pissed the wrong person off. They're going to go, no, Bill, this is what's really wrong is your son doesn't sell more than $5 million tickets and he's demanding $6 million. That's the real problem. The companies might be willing to do it just a little. Remember I was telling you, maybe they're just willing to eat $1 million or so because they think he's going to be the kid. But now when you're adding on $4 million because his opponents want the Floyd Mayweather sweepstakes payout, get the fuck out of here. We only made $5 million at the gate. Floyd used to make 20. Canelo used to make 20. Right? That's how their guys are making this $3 million on a title shot, a defense, or whatever you say. These little fights that Floyd did with Robert Guerrero probably still got $3 million. You know what I mean? And Robert wasn't really at the level of Floyd at that time, right? But Robert probably didn't make $3 million in his next fight. Kind of get what I'm saying? That was a lot of Floyd. Carlos Baldomir probably didn't make Mayweather money in his next fight. You know, things like this. So yeah, it's not only sad for the Haneys, it's sad. Like I said, dude, there's something going on with Turkey. And I think we know it's health, right? That's why he had to step back. He was the leader in all of this. I think he had big visions. We heard Eddie Hearn even say that the man's a diehard boxing fan. They're either tired of the bleeding. I don't know what it could be. Because you know what, Miguel, if you or maybe boxing's just too hard to take over. We're going to talk about Zuffa later on. The Zuffa card this weekend.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We throw that in there. Yeah.
Well, kind of a weird oddball that came out of that. Did you hear Dana White left the telecast?
Was it? I saw he left something, but what was it? Was it the press conference afterwards, or
no? I thought it said he left the event. But either way, not really a good look. Maybe he comes out and clears it all up. Hey, I had an early flight or something. Yeah. Or maybe, wait. Did he not know the IBF belt was going to be in that ring and Turkey made that decision to Just like Turkey made the decision the other day to bring in the UFC guy. Hey, we'll fight you on Zuffa after Dana was like, absolutely not.
Right.
I'm just saying, right? Everyone kind of got thrown off when he seen the IBF title in the ring, and then you hear reports Dana walked out. Because if it ain't his baby, what am I doing here? Right? Maybe Dana finally had that I'm tired of being the side chick moment, right?
Right. Like, when are you going to leave your fucking wife for me?
That's right. You told me. Yeah, exactly. When are you going to leave your wife for me? Exactly. So that has happened.
Oh, I got one for you here about Turkey real quick. I guess he pulled out of the bid to control Derby County FC, that English team. Statement on Derby County. I would like to thank everyone. It's a football club, so it's a football, like soccer. Turkey says, I would like to thank everybody and everyone involved in this process for all their hard work over the past few months. We understand that IFR process takes time and fully respect the importance of that. But unfortunately, with the season already started, it would leave us with no time to prepare the team for the club for the next season, so the season ahead. After careful consideration, we don't feel it right to proceed at the time without the necessary preparation in place. But we will remain in conversations with the club and see what is possible in the future. So I guess they were trying to basically buy this team and have since pulled out. According to them, the season already started. So a lot of other reasonings, but it already looks bad, right? If we're seeing it in boxing, and now he's going to pull out of this right here, which we have heard also the golf, right? I forget what they're called, the golf league and stuff like that. So this is yet another update on them pulling back on the funds.
On funding, yeah. That could be what's going on too, is that boxing just wasn't as easy as maybe one Turkey thought it was going to be on this takeover thing, and he's tired of giving these other promoters money, right? Maybe that's it. Maybe he caught on the little gig that they were all doing to him, right?
Yeah.
So we will see. Because I remember I kept saying I thought a lot of this internet trolling shit was just them throwing fights at Turkey to see what got him excited. You know, all these matchups that we've been seeing, all this fake beef that we've been seeing all over the internet, is it just to see if the $5 million daddy will be like, hey, I do like that fight. Who wants some money? Right? And they go, yeah, we got him. We fucking got him. Sorry, sir, you can't sign any of us. We're all under contract, but we sure do love that you want to give us money.
Right. And hearing Eddie Hearn say, yeah, go take advantage of it. It's like, oh, well, thanks a lot, asshole. I thought we're on the same team, but I'm sure.
I got to tell you, I know people aren't going to agree with it, but I don't think he likes the fact that De La Hoya sold him Ryan Garcia, but then had to turn around and work a deal with Ryan Garcia's TV platform to go ahead and get that fight. It's things like that I have to believe Turkey, going into that negotiating, did not know when he bought Ryan he was going to have to give DAZN the rights to Ireland and the UK or wherever they got the rights to. It's things like that he's finding out that are pissing him off, right? All these little ins and outs of, well, sir, you actually can't sign him yet because he's ranked by the organization and in the Muhammad Ali Act or in this kind of contract. All these little rules that are coming out, and you got Dana maybe losing interest in the sport every day because it's not going his way. Who knows? I think it's money. I've been telling you guys it's money.
I mean, that's kind of the obvious answer, right? I suppose
it has to be that they're not. Well, I mean, everyone kind of thinks Zuffa's still taking over, right? And I'm saying they're not. I'm saying that maybe they're not taking over. Maybe Dana White leaving Walsh. What was going on there, bro? That was his guy. You know what I mean? That was his guy. Now, granted, I don't know if he left the fight or the press conference, but the fact that the promoter did not stay. I mean, didn't Ryan Garcia get to bitch about that for how many days when Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard left him? It was after a loss, but still, it was major news, right? Oh, promoters weren't backing him, blah, blah, blah. Well, where's the, at least the, hey, Dana, why weren't you standing behind Walsh at the end of this fight? What happened? Was it between Walsh or was it the IBF title that was back there that you said whatever back there?
Right.
I'm sorry. I know you guys didn't hear that. I screamed because it's kind of funny.
Right.
It's I text him right away. I can't wait. I could almost hear Dana saying right now, well, I never said that.
Yeah. He's like, you guys be putting words. He's got the way he likes this with the mic. Like, you guys putting words in my mouth. You guys, I don't know what you guys talking about.
When did I ever say I wouldn't work with any organization?
Right.
But bull, you seen tonight the IBF was there. You poor Opetai.
And what's the what can they possibly think that they're accomplishing by deliberately leaving out IBF? It's like, oh, this is for the world championship. This is a world title. Like, oh, okay. Well, what? And when I saw them, I thought when they said that, I legitimately thought they were talking about the Zuffa belt. I was like, oh shit, they're gonna crown a Zuffa middleweight champ. All right, cool. I'm watching. And then I'm like, what happened? And they're doing it with the WBC, of course, and Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia. But it's just like, yo, if you're just gonna work with them, fucking include it, man. You don't have to really be a dick about it. Like now you're just being petty almost.
Definitely, the IBF does not care though. The IBF did not care that
they're getting their cut. They're
getting their cuts. They're still in the ball game. All of that. They're do whatever you want with your little pictures on Zuffa. That's 2 fights in a row. After Opetai dropping his IBF title, the next 2 fights that they come out that have these titles involved, all of a sudden they're working with them. Well, as a matter of fact, Hitchens had to drop his. Now, I don't know if it was forced.
I don't think so, because I think he was going to move up to welterweight anyway. So that was going to happen anyway, and that's the reason he dropped it. I suspect, at least, because I figured that was initially what they said. They're not going to work with the sanctioning bodies. So I figured maybe Hitchens didn't give 2 shits about it. It's like, well, I'm going to move up anyway. Here you go. I'm going to drop the belt anyway, so I don't really care if you keep it or not. But no, that specifically I recall for him moving up in weight, nothing to do with Zuffa, at least that I'm aware of.
I hope they're paying Dana a lot, because he's had to eat a lot of his words. Imagine his like best friends, how much they fuck with them. You know what I mean? Like, not just to me. This guy's just calling him on a daily basis. Like, hey, bro, what's going on? What did that Saudi dude have you do today?
Yeah.
Are you bending over today? Then fuck you guys. Shut up. Click.
They're showing up to the barbecue with like a replica WBC belt. Like, oh, what? What did I talk about? Right? Like, I want a burger. What the hell are you talking about?
Then go get me a beer. Yeah, they tell shit like you never had these kind of things ordered around before.
Oh man. So that leaves Liam Paro without an opponent, or does it? Because somebody immediately came out of nowhere.
It's like the ghost of the welterweight division right here, bro.
Right. Yes, it is. I'm hearing chains right now. You're probably asking who the fuck what? Keith Thurman has decided to return to the 147-pound division after a couple of fights at 154, and thinks he's going to quote unquote run through Liam Paro. Thurman wants to return to welterweight division after his 6-round stoppage loss to Sebastian Fundora back in March. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Thurman said he wants a December return so he can safely make 147 pounds at the age of 37. But when Liam Paro was mentioned as a possible opponent, Keith Thurman didn't hesitate. You want to start me off with Paro? I'll run through that. At 147. Thurman has fought only 4 times since 2019. So a fight with Paro would be a serious test of what he still has left. Can Thurman really run through Paro? This is one of the questions posed on this Facebook account. But all right. Back from the ass whooping that he received at the hands of Fundora, dropping back down to 147. He says he just needs a little bit of extra time to do it, and eyes return in December. I don't know what makes him think he can just drop back down after an ass whooping like that and he can just go into a title shot. But hey, if they're gonna give it to him, I can't blame the dude for taking it. Although I don't know how that's gonna happen to begin with. I guess maybe a good, decent move for Paro. Put a former champion on your resume, even though he's on the way out. But that's just how it is, right? The old lion gets fucked up by the new lion. Okay, Andrew, what do you think of this news that Thurman wants to throw in his name in the hat as a possible opponent for Paro next?
Paro's from Australia, correct?
He is indeed. Yes,
I would have agreed with this fight if not for the disaster that happened between Spence and Zoo and their fight card. How many PBC fighters dropped the ball on that fight card?
Oh, yeah, 3.
Yeah, what did it cost them in millions? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm talking Australian money, not talking over here, because we know that fight probably didn't get any views over here. This fight wouldn't get any views over here. But with the relationship that I thought Al Heyman was developing with the Australian boxing promoters, boxing circuit, maybe this fight would make some money over there, right? I don't know if you can trust Al Heyman's guys right now, right? So, yes, I would have said this fight might be doable, even though it's a disaster fight. I'm not watching it. We know over there in Australia, they probably would have been checking out Keith Thurman versus Paro all day. At least $1 million at the gate, at least. They seem like good fight fans, but with the way that the PBC behaved over there the last time, I got to say that's in jeopardy today, especially when you add in the viewerships that the PBC's been given to DAZN.
Okay, let me go ahead and throw a curveball at you. Before it was if you remember, let's go back in time a little bit when Tim Tszyu had his first fight with Fundora. That was supposed to be with Thurman. So they were planning to have something going on, right? But unfortunately, he dropped out, and it didn't turn out that way. And Keith Thurman had to work his way back. Well, he did fight one more time since then. And before he loses to Fundora against one Brock Jarvis, which was in Australia. So he came through, even though it wasn't against the guy that he wanted to. So maybe there's a little bit of hope in there, right? A gleam of light, because they say, all right, look, PBC, y'all fucking me up real hard. You know, the No Limit people getting pissed off at him, right? Those guys. But hey, PBC goes, it's Thurman. He came through with you guys, right? He came to Australia and he fought Brock Jarvis, so he's dependable. There's a possible light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe they can make that work because of Keith Thurman being a little more dependable. Now, dependable in the form that he fought Brock Jarvis in Australia, but he's 37, or was it 37? Yeah. So whether or not his body will hold up, will he drop out again the way he did against Tim Tszyu? So yeah, there is still that up in the air. Maybe not so much Keith Thurman not making it to the fight for his out of the ring shenanigans, but rather his body just breaking down and getting injured and not actually making it to the fight.
Because isn't that the reason why he lost the first fight with Tszyu? Was it not an injury that pulled him out?
Yeah.
So his body has given, dealt him that before. Yeah. Hey, it's good that you brought up the Jarvis fight, though. There is a history. Right, he's got at least some good work put in with them. Like I said, if I'm No Limit, I'm a little bit nervous on Al Heyman and the control that he has over his fighters right now. So Keith does seem like more of a professional about his craft than some of these other guys. Right, Keith Thurman's never been known as being a drinker, partier, stuff like that. So, maybe he does keep it professional and goes in there and shows up. But when's the last time he fought at 147? At 37 years of age, do they want to put this much money in behind him that he can drop down and make this weight and be able to go through a training camp with no injuries and no? I want to say it was like a week or two before the fight when he dropped out against Tszyu. It was very close to that fight being made, right? So you don't want anything like that happening again, and it would be kind of your fault if you work with the same guy that did this to you 2 years later and then get surprised that it happens again, right?
Right. And from what I can tell here, if I'm looking at his record correctly, 2022 was the last time that Thurman fought at welterweight, a unanimous decision victory over Mario Barrios here in Las Vegas, February 2022. After that, Brock Jarvis at 154 and Sebastian Fundora at 154. So yeah, we're looking at four whole years.
Maybe Boots was the boogeyman of the welterweight division. Why the fuck is everyone coming back now? 2 back-to-back stories. We got guys 4 years out wanting to get back into the welterweights. Maybe Boots is. Cut it, send it to Eddie. He'll make it viral, bro.
Right.
They're learning. I told you, Boots. I told you.
See, listen to these guys. Listen to these two bald guys. These two shaved head motherfuckers. Those guys know what they're talking about.
I told you someone told me that. He said, "Well, you motherfuckers grow your hair out." He goes, "You're when you can't grow your hair anymore, and you spent years just going bald, bald, bald." That's what I got told by one of my older fans.
That's funny. In my defense, my dad loves long hair, so I was born in the '80s, so they didn't comb my hair like long haired kids in the '70s. They try to comb that shit like it was short when it wasn't, and I looked like I had a T1000 Cup helmet on my head, but it was actually hair. So as soon as I was old enough, I said, "Fuck this! It's going out," and it hasn't gone back. So yes, thankfully, I still have the hair, and it continues to grow. But maybe I'll have a change of heart at some point in the near future. But until then, yes, you know how much money I've saved shaving my own damn head over my tub the last 2 decades, however long it's been.
No doubt, especially in today's world.
Yeah,
especially in today's world.
During COVID, all this shit, right?
Yeah, these young barbers now, man, they are really trying to make a living. They want the Cadillac and the freaking house all on a $20 fade, bro.
Right, and like a $3 tip into the door.
Oh, now it's a $40 fade.
Oh gosh,
now it's a $40. It used to be a 20. Hey, look, I don't like being mean, but. There's a lot of guys that have been in and out of jail, in and out of prison, that look at these young kids that are trying to do $40 haircuts for a thing that, 2 soups, 3 soups inside? Now I hit the streets, so I'm supposed to give you $40?
Right.
Come on, man. Come on, man. They're doing this shit behind bars in like 5 minutes, bro. Get me in the chair and get me the fuck out of the chair.
Right.
Here's your $20 and we're all going home. But
yes,
I get it. You want the fancy, SUV, and you want to buy a house to show your mom you did something in life. But before we used to get multiple jobs, right? Our dads were just built different. Now we're like, no, you will pay. I think be honest with you, Miguel, I think there's going to be a revolution? Is that it? I don't know where. I think people are just going to stop going to the barber for a few months, because really it would only have to be a few months, dude, and all these guys would go away because they wouldn't be able to pay their bills. They'd have to look for new work, right?
Yeah, and renting out the suite in the freaking shopping center is not cheap by any stretch. So after a few months of making ends meet and being tight as hell with money to make the damn rent, I'm sure they would not last too much longer if
it wouldn't last.
Going. Yeah,
it'd be a very, very small protest we would have to do to get things to change back to what it was. But in my opinion, it has gotten out of hand. Bro, one time I walked into a barber shop, and I know these kids are all renting the fucking chairs or whatever.
Sure.
But he literally asked the kid, "Hey, what are you charging right now? What are you charging right now?" So you don't just have a flat fee. It's just whatever the fuck you feel like it right now.
Right.
One kid says 40. The other guy says 45. I said, I'm out. Fuck both of you guys. I'm going. I can't do it, bro. Like, what kind of bullshit? Wait, is it the way I look? Makes you seem like a cool guy. Yeah, how about $30 today? No, you know what? I'm in a pissy mood. Fucking 45. Fuck him.
Right. These aren't hotel rates, guys, that fluctuate, or plane tickets or apartments, right? It's not how it's supposed to work, y'all. So what happened to the $5 supercuts? What the fuck happened to that? Gosh. That went out the window real fast. They're just like, no, have you seen my fade? Fucking, I don't give a fuck, fool. Like, damn, I'm not gonna be, really like $45 and a tip, homie. Like, no. I can do this myself. Trust me. Number one clip, everything. No problem.
It number one everything. Yes, sir.
It's like, I'm in the military, not really, but I'm going to pretend I am. Just even those guys do 35 seconds of just bzz, we're done.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
That's my rant on haircut. Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Right. That's all right.
I got 2 boys now, Miguel, so it's about $80 a trip now. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. That hurts. That hurts.
Yes.
I don't blame you, dude. It's maybe you should start learning how to fade and just fade those.
Oh, I tried. I tried. Yeah, I bought them. I kept dropping the damn clippers and like breaking the number one, whatever the clip is, right? If it's a 2, if it's a 1.
Yeah.
After I dropped like 2 of them, had to go buy a whole new set because I'm breaking the damn things. Might be cheaper just to go to a pro, right?
The clip that I use, the number one clip, has got like 4 teeth because they just keep breaking one at a time. It's like, you know what? It still works. That's all I'm saying. It's still the same length. It's still the same length. I'm just saying.
Yeah, see, Once I start breaking them, I would
Yeah.
just have to go buy a new one. But yeah, man, for some reason, smacking the kid around, drop the clippers. I'm just playing. I don't smack the kid around.
It's like throwing a double jab at him and I end dropping the fucking thing.
Stand still. What?
Yeah. Like, didn't I tell you, Bob and weave? All right. Anything else you want to add to this odd triangle of Paro, Devin Haney, Keith Thurman, all those guys? Anything else you want to add to that?
What a sad fucking tournament we have fallen into.
Right.
Now we have Conor Benn, Keith Thurman, and Teofimo Lopez. No welterweights at before, all in our welterweight tournament today.
Yep. Just dropping and cutting the line, not getting the fights we want to see. Oh, boy.
Yeah, no doubt. How does Keith Thurman even jump in line like that, too? Yeah, you're right about cutting in line. How are all these getting granted? Aren't there contenders out there that deserve the shot at some of these belts? Yes. That is very true.
What happened to all those guys, those rankings? You know, what's the IBF fucking rankings? Like, I've heard of those guys are pretty legit, you know?
that ranking system? Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, yeah, I got fucking Heyman. Now Heyman's going to come real quick, and we'll tell you. They'll rank us #1 real fast, real quick. But we will be talking about one Conor Benn in a little bit. But before we get to that, all right, this seems to be another fight that we might be getting here. This is also, of course, involving Eddie Hearn, saying there's a very good chance of this fight taking place in the United States. Yes, Eddie Hearn has indicated that a junior middleweight unification fight between WBA and WBO champ Jaron Boots Ennis and IBF welterweight champ Josh Kelly is in play for the end of the year in the U.S. So we were talking about this a few weeks back, as a matter of fact, and I thought maybe this was kind of like the fight that could potentially come next. And then you brought it up also as well, saying this is pretty much an easy fight for Matchroom to make. Both guys are Matchroom dudes. And I think Josh Kelly just defended his IBF belt in a tough fight, but he got it, and he kept the belt. And it's going to be all in-house pretty much, right? I don't think they have to go anywhere else. And it seems like it's something that's relatively easy to make. Now, we hope it turns out that way. This is another, I guess, sort of check off the 154-pound tournament, I guess, right? If the winner out of this, if the fight gets made, the winner out of this will hold 3 154-pound championships. So that's something to look forward to. Again, we probably don't want to jump the gun and get too giddy and excited, although I'm already feeling it is bubbling up. Because hell, unification fights that should sell hella tight, and in a weight class that is as stacked at 154 as it is, I'm excited to get this going. But again, I don't want to get too excited because who the fuck knows? You would think it's an easier fight. But let's go ahead and get crack-a-lackin' with that one. All right, Andrew. It's one step closer to undisputed at 154 pounds. Jaron Boots Ennis and Josh Kelly. What do you think about that one?
Love the fight. Look, we knew this fight was going to happen because of the circumstances of both being under the same umbrella, both being champions. Ennis looking like he's pushing right now to be the face of the not only junior middleweight division, but maybe boxing in whole for the American side. Josh Kelly, a very good ticket seller over there from across the pond, gold medal winner. Is he undefeated or only one loss? That's what I wasn't murmuring right now.
I want to say it's one loss, but let me double check. Let me double check that. Just
either way, a decent record though.
Yes,
decent record. Olympic gold medal winner and now a champion. This fight seemed like it was just too easy not to be true, right? Too easily made not to happen. So Eddie Hearn is going to follow up with this one. Look, Kelly barely got through his title defense, got beat. Yes, a lot of them were elbows, head bunts. Everything else created these cuts didn't matter. The end of the fight, it looked real ugly. It looked bad. It looked close. You got to sell the title, right? At least put yourself in the biggest fight possible. Make the most money. If you win, you win. And if you don't, at least you got the most money for your title. And that's what they're doing here. And that's why they're bringing him to America to do it, right? The money is behind Ennis. This is a unification match, but he has to go to Ennis's backyard to do it. The money's behind Ennis on this one. So excellent fight, though. I'll definitely be watching it. Ennis deserves this fight because how he got put through the bullshit with De La Hoya and Ortiz, which might have been totally fabricated. Now, I don't even know if that was real.
Yeah.
What those guys were doing back then. They might really just did not want the fight with Boots that bad that they made. I don't know what was going on over there, but now it's a love fest. So they can go on their honeymoon. We're over here making money. That's what Eddie Hearn and Ennis is making money and collecting titles right now. You guys go on your honeymoon that you didn't fucking get a divorce. We'll see you in a year or so. So Boots deserves it. Josh Kelly deserves it. It's a good fight, man. And it's a unification match. With him beating Zayas, backing it up with another champion in that division. Ennis pulling away pretty big here. I know Fondura is there. Fondura is going to be scary when that thing does jump off. But on the paper, tickets being sold, Ennis might be pulling away right now in the junior middleweight division.
Yeah. And if Eddie Hearn, if Eddie Hearn said this regarding a fight with Virgil Ortiz, yesterday's price isn't today's price, homie. Can you imagine what price it'll be if he beats Josh Kelly and gets another strap added to that fucking hardware, now holding 3? Do you think it'll be less likely that we're gonna get Ortiz and this motherfucker? Because really, 3 belts, it's not gonna be the same price as it was had the fight been made a couple of years ago.
It matters where Ortiz and Fondura go. If they're trying to match markets with Ennis, maybe they fight each other. Best man wins. Winner goes on to fight Ennis in a super showdown for the junior middleweight. One might be his history making. That showdown might go down in the history books because of all the titles attached, the records attached, Fondura's scary height being attached to this fight. If he is one of the winners of this tournament, could you imagine? What is he, 6'7"? Is he 6'7"?
I think he's 6'6". I think he's 6'6".
6'7", whatever. All right, I was 1 inch off. Damn it, I like being under instead of over though. But yeah, 6'6". It's just scary. We would never have seen anything like this. Now, with that all being said, let's go back to Kelly Ennis. Eddie Hearn's been doing great. Great. Can we get one thing straight here and put this fight actually in Boots' backyard? Let's go to is it Philadelphia?
It is Philly. Yes, it is.
Let's go to Philly. Let's do is it a basketball arena? Is it a baseball field? Whatever it is, can we get the biggest thing in Philadelphia? And let's see where Boots Ennis's market is going into this fight. Because if done right, this thing could be huge for Ennis in his hometown, right? Making him very big over there, getting his market up. And then he goes out and tries to make the fights with Ortiz, who has a big market himself coming from Texas, and Fondura market himself. I don't know if Fondura is he from Texas also?
No, Coachella, California.
Oh, they're from California.
Yeah. I want to say they're from California.
Okay, decent. You would think they would have a decent fan base. That's kind of weird. Who's running PBC on? You think they'd be running more Southern California fights for that young man, right? It seems like the real deal. Anyways, it's weird how this shit gets played out sometimes. But yeah, either way, I hope Eddie takes this fight to Boots' real backyard, put it in the biggest fucking arena, and see what they can do, right?
And I was actually I forgot to ask you this about the Thurman and Paro fight, but that's not too important. This one more so. Early on predictions, right? As of right now, the fight's not even signed, so we don't know what's going to happen. But who do you see taking this one as of right now?
Oh, I got Ennis knocking Josh Kelly out. Josh Kelly,
really? He's going to stop him? You think he's going to stop him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kelly wasn't. This was the young man that was not moving his head off the line. Yeah. He literally left one hand, his left hand down at his fucking waist, would throw the right hand and then tuck his chin, but right in the same spot. Just tucked it. Almost like, just hope it doesn't land kind of a fucking game plan. No way. There's no way this dude gets annihilated in the real market, and that's what Boots is going to do to him. I see Boots knocking him out within 5 rounds. From what I seen that night, Miguel, with the non-head movement, the hands, dude, he fought. He was trying to beat Floyd. His name is even Pretty Boy Floyd, but he has none of Floyd's talent, right? That's a bad. I know he won gold, you guys, so there's some kind of talent somewhere hidden in there, just not at this level. Maybe amateur level, maybe the B level, he gets away with all that. But from what I seen in that one fight with him, with the Americans, he gets flatlined. He's going to get knocked out. It's too easy. It's too easy. Armando Vargas, the knockout that he had in the bare knuckles the other day. Did you watch that thing in slow motion?
Not in slow motion, no.
In slow motion, Armando's not even looking at the dude. But he knows his head is in the middle.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
He knows his head is in the middle, bro. We're just punching for the middle, right?
What Spence should have been doing, but I mean, whatever.
Hey, dude, he had a few shots.
Yeah, he landed.
Yeah, he landed. I just don't think the young man has it anymore. But either way, that's the type of punch that it's the Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia punch all over again, right? He's looking at the ground. He's throwing up here. It still lands. Like, what the fuck? He wasn't even fucking looking. Like, move your fucking head.
Yes, just tilt it. Just a quick little tilt. That's it. You don't have to move that much to have him miss the punch. It's just a slight tilt. It really is nothing major besides that. And I did look up Josh Kelly's record. Yes, 1 loss to this David Avesi. I can't pronounce the last name, but the dude who gave Boots Ennis trouble a few times.
Yes,
this was back in 2021. He was stopped by TKO in the 6th round.
Ooh. I'm going to have to look at the highlight, see if it was a not moving the head off the line type of moment.
Right. I vaguely remember how the stoppage came. I just remember it being kind of bloody. So that's what I remember specifically. Right. But we can always look up the highlights because I'm sure, DAZN has the highlights on there.
Yeah, so going in, Ennis all the way to stop Josh Kelly for the title.
All right. And I do like the fact that even though he didn't specifically say Philadelphia, that Eddie Hearn did say, it's going to be in the U.S., which is something, I mean, I guess it's good as long as they don't do this, like, go to fucking Florida or some shit. Like, no one gets fucking Florida, right? Go to Philly, go make it there and somewhere in the near vicinity. It's not like Philly isn't a fight town. It definitely is a fight town, right? I'm sure you can find some sort of arena or stadium that you can fill out there, especially if make a whole big deal out of it, right? Because, the homecoming of now the unified champion going for a 3rd one, that's pretty important. I'm sure people will show up for that. Alrighty. Anything else we want to add to this possible Boots Ennis and Josh Kelly unification fight?
No, sir.
All right. Let's go ahead and stick with the theme of one Eddie Hearn, whose voice is echoing here. I won't say specifically what he said yet, because this is more so about his former homie, his home dog, his former fighter in one Conor Benn. I was, going through the internet, right? Going through the interwebs and seeing what stories we got. And one, I remember, this is how me and Andrew collect our stories. We see something good, we send it to each other, and we make a note of it. This one kind of upset me a little bit. Conor Benn says that his fight with Ryan Garcia, likely his last at welterweight. He says, or this is Everything Boxing. This is the Facebook page. He says his final fight. Conor Benn has said that he intends to fight for the September 12th fight with Ryan Garcia to be his last fight at welterweight. That he's considering a move to 154, 160, or even 168.
Oh my God!
Already jumping the gun. And if you guys check it out, the Ring Magazine Facebook account has a couple of pictures of Ben at 180 pounds, and he doesn't look fat. Dude looks fucking, still built, right? Another quote from Conor Benn here. He's saying, it's hard. It's brutal. This is my last fight at 147. When I win the world title, I'll move on. I haven't made 147 in 4 years, so it's challenging. Now, I suspected that weight might have some sort of issue or might be a factor to some degree. I specifically remember one Eddie Hearn mentioning this months ago. I won't say months ago, a couple at least, over a month ago, when this fight was announced. This is what he says. I don't like Conor at 147. 147 is brutal for him now. Mind you, he did fight heavier weights, and I'll get to that in a bit. He says, I don't think he has the power down there. I don't think he'll have the chin down there. So, in addition to him dropping back down, Eddie Hearn is saying that he doesn't think that Conor is going to have the pop at that weight class, and he won't even have the ability to take a punch. He won't have the chin at 147. I was looking at some of his previous fights, fighting Chris Eubank Jr. at 160, I think it was middleweight. A few of his previous fights were like at 150. So he hasn't made 147 since like 2022. So we're talking about 4 whole years now. He's going to drop back down to face Ryan Garcia for the WBC title at 147. Okay, what I don't like about this is that it's already looking like there is an excuse in place in the event that he doesn't win or he looks bad or whatever the shit. What was I'm trying to remember if it was 151 or 150, whatever the catchweight was with Regis. He didn't look that great there either. I can see him coming back down to 154. I don't know what his height is, but the guy's not very tall, dude. So maybe, his height won't help him in those heavier weight classes either. But Andrew, am I looking too much into this? Is this not kind of sort of him trying to have an excuse already in place in the event that the fight doesn't go his way?
No, absolutely. It's a coward's way out, right?
Yeah. Why say it right now?
Oh, dude, if I'm Zuffa, I'm totally pissed off on this.
Mm-hmm.
One, you wanted this fight. You wanted this title shot, right? And then we get it for you, and the first thing you want to start doing is making excuses on why you might, this might not end your way. And then to put 21 pounds, that's 21 pounds, right? From 147 to 168, that's 21 pound jump.
Yes.
That's how much weight you think you could possibly climb. So what are we even doing in the ring with this guy? If that's what you're saying your next fight might be at. And look, he's doubling down on it because he just called out Chris Eubank for fight number 3. Did you see that?
Oh, I did see that. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank. Remember how I said I can't wait until Zuffa does something on their own?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here they go. They buy the Garcia Benn fight, right? Didn't really do anything to make this fight, make it happen, make it big.
Mm-hmm.
Then you double down and go, oh, hey, call that one guy that you fought already twice. See if he'll do it again. What are you guys actually doing on your own, right? You're throwing around a lot of money. The other promoters' business stuff that they created. Yeah, you're doing great at that, but what are they doing on their own? But either way, maybe that's why they had him come out and call out Chris Eubank immediately. Like he's calling out his next fight before the biggest fight of his life.
And did he say 168? Was he willing to go to 160? Is that what because I remember seeing that he was already calling him out, or at least like saying that's going to be a potential opponent. But I forget the weight class. We were talking about Chris Eubank draining himself to make 160. So is that what's going to be?
Oh, definitely. Look, Chris Eubank so far has been tied to the hospital at 160 and Jake Paul. Both of those are telling me he's not going back to 160.
Yeah, right. Either one of those, yeah.
So I think he's going to be, super middleweight is probably where they're going to look to do their trilogy at. If I'm Zuffa, I'm probably a little bit upset. Look, they got to look at the contract of Chris Eubank. Who's he under? What TV platform it is? Because if he's not under anyone, well, then maybe Netflix is in play. But does Netflix and all them want to go through this BS again? Look, they had the BS with the Ryan Garcia fight, right? Where they kind of had to give in finally and give Netflix or who was it, DAZN, some of the power, right? They put them on the board. It's not their fight entirely, correct? Mm-hmm. Now we're looking at the AJ versus Fury fiasco, right? Where it really looks like AJ's not backing off of the I want it on in the UK, right? In the UK. Now here we go with this one. Is Eubanks, is he tied to anything, or is this going to be a free walk over to Paramount and make this fight happen? Who really knows? All of it is not a good look for September 12th. Him making excuses and him calling out guys 20-something pounds heavier than you, Ryan, is not a good look for you. Did you really weight bully this kid? Right? And we're not, hey, listen, at the end of the day, I will never say that. Conor Benn fans will say that. I won't say that. We all know Conor wanted this fight. You wanted it. I'm sorry that if in sparring right now you might be getting dizzy every time your head's hit because you don't have the right what is it, vitamins, the right weight. You're not carrying the right weight. You're
depleted.
Depleted, diminishing your own skills, right? By cutting this much weight. That's all your fault. Sorry that you're finding that out now. But no, I won't say it. This is going to be a big disaster for them if he gets knocked out. There is no talking your way. I'm sorry. If Ryan Garcia knocks out Conor Benn on September 12th, nobody's going to go, well, hey, dude, you knew this was all weight cut shit right here. Yeah, we're the next fight, Conor's going to look really, really good. No, it's I'm not going to say over, but the whole living off his daddy, that's going to come back so hard. You get knocked out on the 12th.
Yeah. I mean, like, Ryan is doing to Conor what Devontae did to him. So it's just he's the A side now. So he has to call the shots, right? He has to drain the motherfucker. That's a terrible. Does this even question? I mean, to put into question whether or not he can even make the fucking weight. Like I'm sure he will do everything in his power to make sure to get in there. Because we've talked about it many times before. Making the weight is one thing. Going out and performing is another. I remember seeing it recently with Chris Bird. He moved down to like 175 or something like that after being retired first and foremost, but also a heavyweight for a few years back in the day, looking like fantastic on the scale at 175 pounds. But boy, it was his legs. I mean, his reaction time was slow. Obviously, the age was a factor too. But my point is, this even puts into question whether or not he can even make the weight to begin with. Like, I'm not even sure if he's going to be able to fucking get on the scale at 147. It's looking like he might not even freaking make it. It'll just be like a non-title fight or some bullshit. I wonder. No, I guess it's not. I'm trying to kind of like look ahead and see if there's some sort of way Zuffa can like throw the WBC belt aside and not make it about it. I know he wants to win it. I get it, right? But Conor Benn wants that belt, but he doesn't make weight. The belt might not be on the line if the fight moves forward.
You fucking hit something there, Miguel. What if that's their plan, dude? What if their plan is to put it out that he's having trouble make weight just so on fight week they can tell the WBC when WBC comes and does their little 7-day weigh-in, they're going to go, hey, you're fucking 12 pounds over still. He's going to go, well, I've been telling you guys since, August that this is hard for me. You see, I'm not doing this weight class again. You see that. My next opponent's Conor Benn, right? They're building and Ryan,
a case for themselves.
And then Ryan and Oscar are going to be stuck with the question, do you move forward with this being a non-title fight? Ooh, fucking good, Miguel. Because boxing's a dirty game. The WBC might be like, we're in, when they're really not in. But they got Ryan. They got him on their Paramount. They're getting all their promotion that they wanted, right? And now they don't have to put the title up. That's a fucking good call, bro, that this thing turns into a non-title belt. That's a real good call. Is there an odd on that one fucking website? Because that's a real.
I know, right?
That's
what are the odds that Home doesn't make the fucking weight?
No. What are the odds that this is a non-title belt? I like that one right there, dude. WBC not invited. Oh, we tried to play fair, but it just didn't work out. But hey, thanks for your champ.
Right.
He's yours. Yeah, he's yours tomorrow. Yeah. Ours tonight. Thank you. Come again.
Yep. And you don't have to put that belt on the stage. You can just hang on to it. Leave it in the suitcase. We don't have to put it out.
Ryan is gonna fucking demand the fight, right? Because this kid's probably in over his head on money, on bills, on child support, on his wife just being mad. Why does it look like she's mad in every video? But I'll move on. But he just looks like he needs the money right now. He doesn't give two shits about this title. Look, in Ryan's world, he's going over to Turkey Turkey Zuffa, you guys. Turkey Zuffa in a heartbeat anyways. You could probably put that Zuffa title on him. He would run around with that thing too. Ryan has all that energy coming out of him. So he wouldn't give two shits about telling Oscar, oh, no, we're going on with this. He might have already accepted the fight as a non-title fight, and we don't even know it. Oscar don't even know it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be dirty. It's going to –
that would be dirty. That would be dirty because I want to give Conor the benefit of the doubt. He's talked about wanting to fight for the WBC belt, yada, 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 right? So, like, all right, maybe you'll get – but, I mean, when the fucking paycheck is this amount without the fucking belt, it's like, yeah, I don't give two shits about it. We'll see if I can make it.
And then you already got Ryan in fight mode. He's already done all the weight cuts. He's ready to go. And you're going to tell him 7 days before the fight, oh, yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to make the weight. Fight fell through. He's going to be like, bullshit. Tell him to pay me. We're still fighting. And they got their way. That's a great call, dude. That makes sense on why all this is happening right now. The call out of Conor Benn, the coming out saying this is his last fight at welterweight, then putting 3 higher divisions on it, literally a 21 pound jump he's putting on this thing. That's how far you're off. You know, that's how far you think you can go and still be successful. Then what the fuck are you doing at welterweight?
Yeah. Why kill yourself to make this at this point? If you're going to be, I mean, damn, I would not have expected him to say 168. Like, I did not think he would even go that fucking far. 154, I get it. 160 is like, all right, cool, you did it with Chris Eubank. But then he's like, and even 168 is like, oh, whoa, you know, chillax. And if you see the pictures of him at 180, I mean, dude, it's fucking, he's you know, wide shoulders. He's maybe not so tall, but like a wide dude. So, he can fill it in. That's not a problem. But I'm just like, yo, 168, you're kind of pushing it.
So he comes in at 151. I think he comes in at 151.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Any particular reason why that particular number, or just I thought I had a count. Sorry guys, I had a count. I thought it was gonna be 3 pounds the way Floyd and fucking Ryan did. Right? I thought it was gonna be one of those, but this is 4 pounds.
Okay, I like that too.
150.
150 to 3 pounds. Yeah, because they have to get under the 14-day.
Oh, okay.
Right? Then you have to pretend like you're going for the 7-day one, and then it just doesn't happen. So whatever that is, they're going to come right under that, and then never lose another pound.
What do you know? What the 14 way?
It's like, just do the WBC weigh-in.
Oh, hold on. Under World Boxing Council Management Safety Program, fighters must weigh no more than 5% over the division's contracted weight limit exactly 14 days before a scheduled bout. So they can't be over 5% of 147. I don't know how much that is. I'll do that real quick. 147 times 5. So 7 pounds over. So that would be 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. So he can't be more than 154 come fight week, if I calculated that correctly. So yeah, he can't be more than a super welterweight 14 days out. Oh, he can do that.
And 7 days is 3%.
Oh shit.
See that? 7 days is 3% with this. So that's the one that we're looking at, bro. That's the one he's not going to be able to. He's going to sit. What's the 3% of that? Can you do that math real fast?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can. 4 pounds, so 47, 40, 49, 50, 51. 51. Exactly. 151. Wait. You're cutting out.
Oh, sorry. I was doing Oscar. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. Man. Yeah. So, okay, well, I guess we'll see. We do have a month still, to go, a little over a month. So
Suleiman will be happy. Suleiman's gonna go 151. He's on schedule. They're all gonna go, yay! Then that whole 7 days go by. I didn't lose a pound.
Right.
You seen I tried.
He hops on the scales like 153. So you gained weight, motherfuckers? Like, oh, whoops. Like it happens, at just water retention. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, dude. Good call. Good call, Miguel. Yeah. I like this one. This could be the future of Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya. The decision that will be on their desk a week out of the biggest fight of 2026. I got to say, this might be the biggest fight, right? Have we had anything else that compared to this?
That compares to it. Teofimo Shakur
Oh, stop
was.
it.
Oh,
Stop
I mean,
it.
but leading up to it, not the end result. Leading up to it, that's the only thing that I can think of. We had Cinco de Mayo with Zurdo Ramirez, and those are the ones that come to mind. And Benavides. Uh,
Boxing's so hurt right now.
I have my calendar. I got to go back and look at the fucking dates. But the fact that we can't think of one that's bigger than this
Yeah,
one,
the pyramid one was not
yeah,
this. You
no.
know, Usyk and the kickboxer, that
Mhm.
wasn't doing it, man. Yeah, no, I think this could be right now the biggest fight of 2026, and what a decision they're gonna have to make. Look, this is what the belt. Suleiman and them are really gonna have to talk to De La Hoya and them about moving forward with this, because that's a major loophole. You just
Mhm.
hit on something big right there. That if that Ali Act don't go into effect, what if this is another way of doing it? Is to pretend you're trying to make weight. You can't really say if a guy did or didn't. Especially, hey, listen, this is another thing. Look for the WBC to not allow motherfucking fighters 4 years out to just come back and get a title shot.
Right.
That's probably going to be in play
Oh yeah,
if this thing.
that should be a lesson to Mauricio Suleiman, right?
Exactly.
To be like, yo, I don't know where the fuck you get off just thinking he can just come back down however many weight classes and have him jump the line because you think that'll be a moneymaker, which maybe it will be, but it's like to go that route instead of the traditional route. Like this is what happens. This is what you're gonna get.
That's right.
If fucking you allow this kind of stuff to happen.
So, well, Miguel has told you tonight the future. They do have that play for them, right? Where it was all done in good faith and just didn't happen, kind of thing. And then the WBC will have to go, all right, how do we prevent from this fucking thing not happening again? One is maybe you have to contend in the division for a year, something like that. Show a history of making the weight before we just grant you a $12 million fight, and then you fucking bounce on us 7 days out. Or maybe you have to pay the fee anyways. You know?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, probably. I mean, if the fight goes on, right? He's
no, I'm saying if it doesn't go on, you're fucking fined 300 grand for not making it. You know, might make a fighter think once or twice about cutting weight.
Yeah. Oh man, what a disaster that would be if like, because I mean I don't know, is that the case? Like only if the fight goes on does the fighter get fined, or does he get fined anyway? Because I mean it's like you still didn't make weight, so maybe he gets fined anyway. No.
Oh, the fine goes to, some of it goes to the belt, and some of it go. I'm talking about the sanctioning fee.
Yeah,
has to be paid anyways.
I see.
The sanctioning fee, and that would come out of the fighter's pay that doesn't make weight. So the champ wouldn't have to pay it. If the champ don't put his belt on the line, he doesn't pay the sanctioning fee. But if the challenger is the reason why he doesn't put that belt on the line, you are now fined the champion's fee. And
you got to pay the champion's fucking fee. Fuck
that's
that.
right. That's right. It would make them think twice before doing this bullshit. They would have to go to some extreme measure to get this loophole out of there, bro. Because you just hit on a major flaw that can't change. It's not, Miguel. If this goes through in a Ocean's 11 type way, Suleiman's fucked, dude. He couldn't stop the fight. He couldn't stop it. All that would happen is they're going to pay a fine. They're going to give you some money. They're going to give Ryan some money, and the fight moves on, and you're out. Damn. Yeah, no, that's not good.
No,
that's not good.
The train is moving. They can't stop it. That shit is rolling. At that point, there's no way of stopping it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you already have fighters like Ryan that they like your belt, but do they like your belt over money? Probably not. There's not a lot of people that do, right? They're not, you're gonna take the money every time. So, dude, I hate to say you might have bursted Dana's bubble. Dana's like, shut the fuck up.
Who is this fucking? This is why we don't let him into the UFC fights. This is why we reject his credentials every single fucking time. Because he has these dumbass ideas. Yeah, I don't know. Wacko ass son of a bitch wakes up thinking he's got these ideas.
Hey, cut it, send it to Suleiman. They might change the rules tonight, bro. They might change the rules tonight.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, we have a whole month between now and then to see what transpires, but the fact that Conor Benn is kind of already leaving the teaser breadcrumbs to what could potentially happen, we're trying to connect the dots before we're there.
Yeah. That was a good connection though, because it does look like it's kind of a shit show. That's what's going on with September 12th weight thing right now. And I think you hit on a major major thing they could be setting us up for right here. I just didn't like the whole Chris Eubank call out.
Mm.
Fuck are we doing? What are we really doing right now?
Right. Yeah. It's and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Right. But we know. I how can I say this? I wouldn't put it past them to do this shit.
No,
It's not
no.
like it's far fetched or out of the realm of possibilities. It's like we don't want to think that's the direction they're going to go, but we can't exclude it either because we know, like you said it, boxing's a dirty ass sport. It's the Wild West, right? Shit happens. So keep an eye out for some updates on Conor Benn's weight situation leading up to the fight. But have you seen how he looked at 180? Fuck, dude, that fucker's huge. I mean, at least filled out.
I will say I do like the post that's going viral right now that's showing him as Mr. T in Rocky and Stallone as Garcia. They did the face swap. It does seem that way. It really does. Ryan's out here again. He's doing karaoke. He's doing all these celebrity
car washes.
Yeah, car washes, celebrity sparring matches, influencer. None of them are celebrities to me. Influencers, whatever the fuck you want to say these kids are. But those kind of things, right? Even his actual training is what? Him doing mitt work
at his house. Not even at the gym again. It's at the house.
Yeah, and he's great at trolling us, right? He's great at freaking setting us up for this BS. But definitely on the outside looking in, it looks like Conor Benn is putting in 10 times more work than Ryan Garcia is. So it interesting. Now I'm a little bit more interested in 14 and 7 days before the fight. I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen in those weigh-ins.
And the same way that the WBO aired their purse bid, WBC, can you air these like 14-day weigh-ins or 7-day weigh-ins? I'll tune into those. You best believe it. I'll tune into those to see how those happen and what the end result of those will be.
Yep.
Oh boy. All right. Anything else you want to add to that one before we move on to the next topic?
We should title the show around your conspiracy theory because I think that's a hot one. Something that's not being talked about, bro. Yeah. The loophole that WBC is not seeing.
Right. I don't. I mean, really, you don't think they're seeing it? Like now, I'm like, there's no fucking way they haven't thought about this or they haven't heard about it. Or, I mean, granted, maybe the situation is different because Zuffa was involved and it's not something else in the past. Now it's kind of different because it's a Zuffa fighter. But it doesn't seem like it's something that they wouldn't have thought of. I don't know.
They don't have protection for it. And to be honest with you, I think in the past, I think it was an honor to fight for these belts. Where in today's boxing world, everyone's trying to look getting out of fighting for these belts, right? Everyone's trying to get over to Zuffa, get over to Turkey, where is the belt really as honorable, I guess, for these fighters as it once was? Who knows? Time will tell on that, but maybe he didn't have these type of issues back in the day when everyone was gunning for the WBC.
Yeah, or gunning to hang on to the belts. Like these guys will win it and be like, all right, fuck it, I'm done. You can take it. I already have a fucking a copy mold in my house. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. At this point, winning it is one thing, but keeping it, playing the sanctioning fees, having a long title reign, that seems to be out the window in times of old.
Remember when he said it's like taking candy from a baby? Do you think they were referring to? Did you know what happened when our lawyers looked into their rule book? They have this like 7-day weigh-in thing that if you don't make the weigh-in, you just drop the title. Oh, I love that. I love that. You just pay them and they have to go to the sidelines. Oh, we'll use that. Tuck that. Right. Put that away.
Put that in the back pocket just in case.
That's right. If our Lee Act doesn't go through, pull that bitch back out. We'll get them. We'll get them one way or the other.
Yeah.
Right? I hope the WBC is paying attention to that. What's going to happen if Conor doesn't make weight and Ryan gets hit with the matter of fact, Miguel, if there's anyone you can get to before September 12th to get that answer. Oh, I think it's fire, dude. I think that question will go straight fire on the internet. What happens if Conor Benn doesn't make weight for the title? Does Ryan move forward with the fight or does Ryan say, oh no, you're not fighting for my belt? Well, fuck you. I'm out of here and walk. I think the answer is they go through with the fight with a non-title
There's
bout
no
here.
way they're gonna back out. I mean, it's just they're really cornered. I don't think there's
Wow.
gonna be a way for them to back out. All this leading up, not mind you, where I know we kind of are not trying to make or trying to not make Ryan Garcia the September 12th fighter, right? But what kind of what kind of fighter would he be if like he can still go through with the fight and fight on that day, and then he says no, I don't want, fuck this, it's not for the belt or whatever the hell. No, he's gonna want to take over that day. You
Yep.
best believe it. What did why did Canelo move his fucking date? And fuck, his family trained. No. It was Ryan, Zuffa. That's what it was. And then he leaves the date. So now what happens? Yeah, we had Jaya Pataya and Noel Mikhalian as the main event. Oh, well, what do you fucking do?
No, that thing would fall straight through.
Mm-hmm.
Great. That's a good one. Yep. That's a good one, dude. We got some drama coming in a month here.
Yeah.
I'm
Approaching.
telling you right now, Miguel, you have me convinced that this WBC might not be on the line that night. I'm really
gonna head down. I'm gonna head down to the T-Mobile Arena when the events are here. The grand arrivals or whatever the shit they do. I will be down there, and if I find Mauricio, which I have, I'm walking around the casino. Home just chilling. I don't mind. Like, Mauricio, quick question. Camera in your face.
Yep.
All right. Interesting stuff going on there. All right. So moving on to the next topic here. Andrew, I'm going to ask you a question before I actually start the topic of conversation here, because I must be living in an alternate universe. I don't know. What year is this? What year are we in, Andrew?
We're in 2026.
2026. All right. We're not in 2009, right? Or 2008 or anything like that, right? Because I'm experiencing deja vu right now, and I'm trying to make sense of it. I feel like, Kyle Reese, the dude from Terminator, when he's like, what year is it? Because I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Because recent news that Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao rematch has been postponed indefinitely. Yes, we do not know when the shit's gonna go down. It looks like these guys can't seem to get shit straight yet again. I pulled up an article on World Boxing News here. Let me go ahead and read a couple of these paragraphs because it explains a little bit more. Is it 2008 again? No, that's not how it is. Sorry, I'm just joking. But it says, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2 has been postponed indefinitely, according to a bombshell $8.3 million fraud lawsuit filed by Manny Pacquiao Promotions CEO Jazz Mather against Floyd Mayweather's former business manager Jonah Rechnitz, which is that a guy that he's if you guys remember, Floyd Mayweather posted on one of his social media talking about this guy, and it has a picture of him being a rat, etc., and his pops. So from what I'm understanding here, Manny Pacquiao Promotions is their CEO, Jazz Mather, is suing Floyd Mayweather's former business manager Jonah Rechnitz and his pops. The California complaint alleges the long-awaited rematch has been pushed back indefinitely as legal and financial disputes surrounding Rechnitz continue. Mather is seeking more than $8.3 million in damages, while the lawsuit accuses Rechnitz of fraud, breach of fiduciary duty, conversion of assets, theft, and breaching a previous settlement agreement. The allegations have not been proven in court. All right, so they haven't proven that, but that's apparently what's going on. So because of that lawsuit that they're throwing at him there, that completely pushes back this fucking fight and to an indefinite date. So we don't know when. If you remember back in the day, it was money, it was networks, it was drug tests, it was anything. In this particular case now, it's a fucking lawsuit. So it seems like, we're not going to get Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao rematch, at least not anytime soon. Most likely not 2026. Who knows, what next year will bring. But I feel like we've been here before. I don't know. If I can bring back that Back to the Future meme when he's watching the TV and he's like, oh, this is a rerun. I've seen this one. This is a rerun. Andrew, why are we here again? Do we care that this fight is not going to happen at this point? What's going on? What I'm confused about our timeline here.
Before I get in this fight, which I think, and I've been thinking, was not going to happen, this would have been a sad day for Lee, because Lee was pretty close to having this fight happen. He would have been down our fucking throats, bro, with I told you, I told you. And then tonight would have happened, and he would have been like, fuck both of them. I know he would have said it, bro. Fucking done with these guys. They could go fuck themselves. It would have been a total shit show for Mayweather and Pacquiao tonight with Lee. But I got to say that the fight seems farther now than it ever has before. Before I get into why, though, can I ask, did the fight in Greece ever happen? Or did that
not happen?
It did not, right?
It was supposed to happen at the end of June. It was removed from the DAZN calendar on the app. So, yeah, it did not happen.
But then a judge cleared it to happen. It seemed like it was going back on, and then all of a sudden, poof, just disappeared.
Yep.
And now we're in August. Okay. So that didn't happen. I didn't hear anything about Tyson, right? They kind of, Tyson and him are going to do it. Tyson and him are going to do it. And then all of a sudden, I don't hear shit about Tyson versus Floyd anymore. Last week or so, and now we get this indefinite fucking cancellation of this fight indefinitely. The money isn't there for them anymore. Unfortunately, look, Manny Pacquiao already knows that. Manny, I think, was going off of Floyd's promises, and that's probably why he's suing Floyd's team, because they didn't come through on their promises.
Yeah.
But I think Manny's known for a while he's not the $20 million fighter anymore, right? He's just been out there grinding, making work. Probably try to tell Mayweather hella times, like, are you sure? Are you sure? They haven't offered me this in years. And he's like, don't worry about it. I'm Floyd Mayweather. I fucking get all the money. And it didn't. It didn't happen.
I'm money Floyd. Money Mayweather.
So now with all of Floyd's debt and real debt and debt and lawsuits that are potential more debt for him, I think the fight's just so far away. Floyd's coming to the point of, why would I even do this? It's going to be, why would he even do this? Or it's going to come to a breaking point where we do see the fight happen, but they're both getting paid like $5 million, bro.
No.
You know what I mean? And Floyd then turns into that guy where basically, like all the legends that party too hard, spent too much money, at the end they were nothing more but a fucking security guard at the casino, you know, and fighting for $100,000 on Friday nights. Floyd literally can end up that way with the debt that he's put on himself. And I know you're gonna have a million people out there going, no, he's not, he's still hella rich. No, he is not. From everybody that is smart, not you fucking jive asses like us that are talking in our bedrooms around America, doing some kind of podcasts, right? Everyone that kind of knows finances say Floyd is not in a good place right now. He has a lot of debt. He has debt that's still coming. He has homes that he still owes property taxes on. He still owes cars. Someone even used that whole thing about the cars that he used. He doesn't drive those. He's not putting. You think he's changing? Someone you literally came in. It's true though, bro. Because people with the fucking brain know how much it is to make. Oh, did you see the private jet one? I sent you the private jet one, bro. Did you check that one out?
Are you sure you sent it to me?
Oh, yes, I did. Because it was a great insight on what it costs. And I don't remember the numbers tonight. They gave us an insight of what it costs to purchase a jet, to maintain a jet. Dude, we're looking at like $3 million a year just to maintain the damn thing. You're looking at like 400. Dude, Miguel, you got to watch this thing. The gas is like $4,000 per gallon, right? Yeah, bro, $4,000 per gallon. I don't know how half of these dudes. I think it's all lies. To be honest with you, the numbers that this thing was throwing out, and this jet, it's not big. It talked about like being a 1-bedroom. It has a kitchen, but this is not like.
Oh yes, I do remember you sending me that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But it wasn't like specifically a Floyd thing. It was just like
it doesn't matter.
No, I know. But I mean, like I didn't realize
it gives us an insight of what it costs to hold. Remember when we said he's not a prince?
Right.
This guy's not a oil tycoon that makes, oh, sir, hour went by. You just made $20 million. He's not that guy. The fuck you doing buying things that cost $4,000 a gallon? What are you doing buying something? It said something in there like you have to give this company millions of dollars just for them to have your plane on hold. Just to hold it, you're dropping $3 million. Floyd only used to make what, $100 million maybe in the year. You know, with his one fight a year, maybe he gave us two. When you take taxes, when you take family, when you take trainers, when you take Espinoza, Al Heyman, Showtime, everybody's digging into your fucking pot. Then you go out there, drop a few million on some watches. Then the fucking plane guy hits you up with, hey, did you give us your $3 million this year? I didn't even fly the jet. Oh, yeah, Floyd, I know. But in the contract, you know, just to have a pilot on call, just to have your plane with air in the tires and oil in the engine, you kind of have an upkeep fee of $3 million per year, and you ain't even flown the bitch yet. Yeah, $3 million per year. Can you imagine how fast it is for these guys to go broke?
Yeah, especially when they spend like when they think they're the prince, like that fucking money's just not gonna run out. And I know there was a point where we talked about, well, you know, Floyd's got so much fucking money, he'll never really be like our kind of broke. I think he will. I think he'll get there. Like, you know, I kind of want to give him the benefit of the doubt and think like, all right, well, he's got to have some money because I know he's got assets and stuff, right? But that's probably already owed anyway. But essentially, we can throw that out the window. Like, I think there's going to be a point where he's going to be our type of broke. And
that's right.
What kind of fall from grace that I mean, it's already happening, right? He's on the way down, and he hasn't hit rock bottom yet. He still keeps going. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where he'll end up, but yeah, it seems as though this rematch has escaped him.
Definitely escaped him. The money's not there. All of their hopes of one fight, you know, the Michael Jackson comeback tour, that's not in boxing. It's not in boxing. Eh?
No.
Not at, what are you, 52? You think you're just going to come back and start demanding all these things again that you used to have? This is why, unfortunately, Miguel, a lot of the guys that do leave work early, and I'm talking work across the board, usually aren't happy with themselves at the very end. They usually always say, you know, I was making some pretty damn good money, and I walked away because I thought I was ready to walk away, and I wasn't. And now my life, you know, and Floyd, when he walked away, didn't he walk away from some pretty good money?
Yes.
Only to be where he's at today, right? So it doesn't matter what stage of life you're in. You know, it might be good to ride that bitch till the wheels fall off, as they all say. Because we're all doing dangerous shit, right? I walk on fucking buildings, on edges of buildings with no tie-offs. I work with high voltage. I work on slippery floors. I come off a side. We all work in things that could take our life out in a minute. Getting punched in the head is a bad one, but it's no dangerous than some of the other jobs that people are doing, right? Ride the bitch till the wheels come off. I mean, that's all. You learn your defense, keep your head right. Try, you know, I'm not saying if the doctor says you have a bleeder, don't fucking continue to fighting. I'm not saying ride it that hard.
It's like, no, I can improve my defense. I'm sure I can. Like, no, you're already bleeding, son.
He told me till the wheels. Like, no,
right. That guy on the podcast told me to keep going.
But if you're healthy,
right?
Triple G, Andre Ward, things like these guys that have walked away pretty easy, especially Ward, left so much money on the table, dude. And maybe he doesn't need it. I get all that, blah blah blah. I'm not here to. I'm just saying, if I was the advisor, so I'd be like,
and that's the thing. He's still, even though he's not boxing, he's still working. He's still working. He's a commentator. He's still making money. He's got the brains to do it, right? So Floyd did none of that. Floyd thought he could fucking have TBE on a damn strip club, and that'll be it. Like, you know, I don't, not to say that, you know, he was the best guy on the mic anyway, for him to be, ringside doing play-by-play. I get that that's a must, but those examples, those guys are still doing shit. They're still working. Yep. Maybe not in the ring necessarily, but it seems like everything. Oh my gosh, I'm just looking at one of these comments. Bro is selling a $75 million plane like it's an SUV. I'm seeing that clip that you sent me, the jet one. Oh boy.
Yeah, because it's how he's talking to him. You know what I mean? He's like, this thing comes with the kitchen, so the chef can make almost absolutely anything that you want anytime. It's just how he's selling it. It has a bathroom, has a bedroom, but it doesn't sound that big, right? It's like a one bathroom, one bedroom, and a few seats. Oh, dude, he goes. The seats, these seats right here is a bucket seat. If you want that changed to 2 individual seats, that's $400,000. 400 grand to change the fucking seat, Miguel.
Right.
Those are bolts in the ground, dude.
Yes.
There can't be too much to that fucking seat on the plane,
right.
bro.
We're not just talking about bolts on the ground for a seat. That's how much houses cost in different states. Just to change the damn.
It's a 2-person seat, dude. It's not even a big one. 400 grand.
It's like, can you just remove the seats? I'll fucking stand. I don't give a shit. If it's cheaper, I'll hold on to that bitch like I'm on the fucking bus, bro. I'm fucking going back and forth, holding on to that shit like we're on the bus.
Hey, I was at the Santana concert last night, sitting in the lawn. When I got there, we got there hella early, bro. Power to my wife. She got me there so early. We were fucking like the first out of 10 people in line, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, so we get there, and they're like, hey, we're renting seats. Fuck yeah. Rent seats, bro. That's what we'd be doing for my plane. So you take that bitch out. I'll go get some lawn chairs, bro. That's what they're gonna be sitting in. Fuck out of here.
Like, I got a beat up car in my backyard. I'm sure I can pull out the fucking seats, the back seats of that, and pop this bitch in here. We don't have to be secure on it. Trust me. The takeoff. Yeah.
What's the center? Bolt to bolt. What's the center on that? Let's see if I can get one. Put one on my own.
Put on the welder's cap. Weld that bitch to the ground to the floor of the plane. Floyd.
Poor Floyd.
Yeah, and poor Manny too. I mean, I'm sure he thought he was in for a big fucking payday too, right? And now that shit's gone out the window. That's why he's going to the lengths of suing this motherfucker.
Yeah, maybe, but I gotta think Manny's known for a while he wasn't the fucking $20 million guy anymore. It's Floyd that gave him all these promises.
That's true. And I mean, Manny can still do something, right? I mean, we talked about. I mean, I know it's not going to happen, but his name was brought up as a potential opponent with Devin Haney and the WBO belt. We talked about the price range already, earlier in the show, so obviously that doesn't seem like it's going to happen. But at least Pacquiao has another avenue, right? It won't be this kind of avenue, the kind of money but it'll be somewhere along those lines. Hell, maybe he can get Paro. Shit, who knows?
Oh, definitely. No, Manny will fight for $3 million, $4 million. Oh, definitely. No, Manny don't give a shit, bro. He's still in it for the love of the game. I got to say one thing without sounding racist. Can we say that maybe Bob Arum has done good for the Jews in the fact that he didn't rob Manny Pacquiao and Manny's still rich today? Manny's still he's buying Floyd Mayweather's buildings, right? And when they talk to Manny or they talk to Bob, he's always like, yeah, I used to invest his money or I would keep some of his money because they were robbing him in the Philippines. So can we at least give Bob, because Bob Arum's Jewish, right?
I'm sure he is. Yes,
I believe he is. Yeah, I believe he is. So we can say not all Jews are bad because I know Floyd Mayweather got the Jews a bad name. Have you seen the comments in the Floyd Mayweather when it talks about this Jewish investor that robbed him?
Oh no, I haven't seen
some of the most racist stuff, dude. They're like, that's what you get for believing in the Jews and dude. There's just a lot of Jew hate going on, right? And they have that kind of what is that? That stigma? Is that what it's called?
Well, the stereotype, the reputation.
Stereotype, yeah, where they're fucking they money pinch.
Sure.
Hey, at least Bob got a good hit for the team, right? Look at Manny. Manny's doing all right. Manny's financially secure. You don't see his kids over there fucking crying or getting in prison.
Right. So I guess there's a tally on the good side.
Right?
On the good side. I don't know how many are there, but there's definitely one there for sure for Bob, because I pulled it up. Yes, Bob Arum is Jewish. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, and grew up in an Orthodox Jewish family in the Crown Heights neighborhood.
Okay. There you go. Yeah, so a lot of the other Jewish promoters, the sports agents, they're going to be carrying around a Bob Arum picture.
Yeah.
We're not all bad.
Right. Right. Which is, I mean, kind of, maybe that's one of the reasons why he hasn't left. He's like, no, I'm working till the last. I'm like, that guy on the podcast told me until the wheels fall off, I am not going to let go of my baby Top Rank until the very end. Damn it. Every last penny.
No doubt. No doubt. Boy. Even though he did say, what did he say about the Shakur situation? He was like, Keyshawn Davis. Did you hear when he goes, I'm old. They told me they wanted to fight. I got him to fight. I don't know what's going on. I was like, oh, Bob, don't say you don't know what's going on, dude. No, not in 96. You don't want to be putting that out there. Where am I? Fuck.
He'll slip like I almost said Keyshawn Johnson like out of them bazillion times. Like, yeah, that Keyshawn Johnson guy. Like,
no, those gold shoes.
Yeah. Right. Let's bring back Lee. Let's bring back Top Rank Bob. Bring me a bowl of soup. Let's throw that one in there. Why not? Bring it back. Good old times. Jeez. All right. Anything else we want to add to this Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao situation? Good Lord.
Very sad situation. It's sad for Floyd. I think Manny's cool. Manny's like, I'm fighting Paro in Australia if you don't sign this fight, bro.
Right. Yeah. It's like I'm already calling this guy up. No Limit. Yes, is this No Limit headquarters? Yeah.
Yeah. And matter of fact, I think you could even throw Haney's name back in there with Manny. If push came to shove, I think they could work something out where Manny would take lesser money to fight even Haney. As long as it's millions, he's good.
Very true. All right. So moving on to the next topic. This one, oh boy, on the topic of penny pinching. Good Lord. As you guys know, I have a bit of a bone to pick with DAZN, and I have for some time now. In particular, if you happen to have the DAZN subscription and you purchase a pay-per-view, I've come to the realization on a couple occasions, I tend to forget, but I realized it later on, that you actually cannot stream a pay-per-view on two different devices, even if you paid for the damn thing. So that's one of the things that I really dislike about DAZN and the DAZN app. In addition to the other stuff, of course, the audio problems, whatever, the graphics, the graphics guy, who is, I still think, is worse than the UFC guy. But yet another one happened to hit my email no more than a few hours ago. Let me go ahead and read this email for you guys, so you guys know how bad this other bone I have to pick with DAZN. It has my name on it, Miguel Antonio. We're bringing you more incredible matchups. Probably these kind of whack-ass pay-per-views that they're talking about. But regardless, he's saying we've just added PBC to our roster. Oh my gosh, alongside Golden Boy Top Rank Matchroom. Plus, we're the home of football. Over 8,500 live matches annually, plus FIFA Plus on DAZN. All right. To continue to deliver the best year-round schedule, because we know you watch everything, Migs. We're updating our pricing. Okay. After September 10th, 2026, yes, right before Garcia and Conor Benn, your monthly price will increase to $34.99 and will be reflected in the following or your following billing cycle. Then they go into you can save $10 a month by switching to 20, paying the whole year, yada yada. I don't do the ultimate package. I didn't pay ahead of time. I literally pay month to month, $24.99, $24. It's been, even though it started, back in December of 2018 with Canelo and Rocky Fielding. It was way cheaper. I forgot how much it was back then, but it certainly was not $24.99. And after September 10th, it's going to go up to $34.99 for me specifically, because I think the ultimate package, if you pay month to month, is I think $45 or something like that. I don't think that changes, but specifically for me, of course, because of my specific package. Man, How are we gonna how can they justify this, Andrew? I pay. I'm a loyal paying customer. I don't order the pay-per-views because some of them are just frankly not worth it. But they definitely want to shove them down our throats as though they're like some fantastic deal because they're adding fights that we don't really give two fucks about, at least here in the US. Yeah, so I don't know if you got this email, Andrew, but I sure as hell did. Now my monthly subscription will be 35 freaking dollars more expensive, I want to say, than any other streaming app that I have. I have Paramount Plus, I have ESPN Plus, which I got rid of recently, and then I got it back. Amazon, I think, is 12 something. Anyway, this is my most expensive streaming app. Did you get the email first off? Let me ask you that.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
I did.
All right.
But what I got to tell you,
Please.
this is like a checkmate move for DAZN. DAZN right now is in the process of getting all of the monthly subscription guys, and how can we make them a gold subscriber, the platinum subscriber, right?
Okay.
Miguel, you're like $9 away now. Why wouldn't we just go for the 185 fight weekend? Look at, they're saying for that $44.99 you would get 185 fights in 1 year. 12 of them would be pay-per-views.
Minimum.
Mm-hmm. You're $10 away from having the ultimate package. So yeah. I think the DAZN's been moving everyone towards this, right? This is what this is all, and I think this is just one more building block to get everyone to go, you know what? It's $10 more. I love, if you really love boxing, like there's guys that are totally into football, basketball. They watch any fucking basketball game that's on. They don't really have a fan of any team. They watch it all. They gamble. They do all that, right? In boxing, there's a lot of these men too that just love to watch sports. This is why I think it's going to be very hard for DAZN to be working with Netflix and Paramount the way they have this last year, really giving their biggest name over to them, AJ, and then Ryan. I don't see that happening too much more with this much money being demanded from their own fan base. They're not in that. They're not the Oakland Athletics of boxing, right? They're not a farmer team where basically we're going to build a star and then you guys go ahead and make all the money with them. Yay. Right? Yeah. We're so glad that you have a bigger platform than us. Take our guy. They're not doing that, bro. Instead, they're going to say, hey, can we co-promote? Can we, you do your platform, I'll do my platform. Or they flat out go, we're not fucking working with Shakur Stevenson. We're not working with Edgar Berlanga or Richardson or Usyk, Wilder, whoever finds their way over to Paramount and Zuffa. Maybe you just get blackballed out of DAZN from here on out, because we've never seen a platform demand so much money from their fans. HBO didn't do this.
No,
right?
No. I remember adding HBO to my whatever cable provider. 12, 13 bucks extra, I think, is like the max that I remember ever paying for that shit.
And then not only that, you got the #1 movies.
Oh yeah,
you got the new releases and the movies that were like the most viewed, most played, right? HBO used to, remember they had that $1 billion investment in their movies every year. They would like put out commercials. We did 800 million in movies this year, where they're telling basically the people the movies they had bought that would be airing on their station. So they gave us more than just boxing, is what I'm saying.
And shows, that you talk about it, or The Sopranos, The Sex and the Cities, etc.
Yep. This right here, most boxing fans aren't watching cricket at 1 a.m. on DAZN. They're not watching some obscure European soccer league at 1 a.m.
Competitive darts at 3 in the afternoon. Like, oh, this is fantastic. Why don't we grab the fucking popcorn? Honey, get the microwave going.
So, yes, competitive darts is not what we're buying in. So we're buying this thing for boxing. DAZN needs to know that when they're sitting in their big room. Moving forward, I don't see them reaching across the table that much. So all the fighters like Shakur that thinks he's got big fights coming out from his contract with Zuffa, better start asking Zuffa, when are these names going to start fucking flying in here? When are you guys doing this big takeover that you said we're in month? Are we in month 8 now?
Yes, we're in month 8. Exactly. We're in August. We're barely kicking it off, but we're already in month 8.
We're in month 8 now. We still have like 4 big names, and Berlanga's a stretch, bro. I'm saying Berlanga, dude, and I freaking told you. Remember, I told you he's still living off the 16 fight streak. Yeah. What did they push on us that whole fucking night, bro? That whole night.
Yeah.
16. I was like, oh my God, this kid did this like 5 years ago. So like, get off of this shit already. What has he done since then?
Which ironically, it was when he was with Top Rank, which was on ESPN, and Joe Tessitore was also announcing at the time. It might have been Archer Ward too, for all I remember, but I remember being specifically Joe Tessitore. He's like, "Oh shit! Like, hey guys, this is old as no. Like, no, read it again. 16 first round knockouts."
He went back. Is this 2012?
Right.
What the fuck am I reading
exactly.
here?
It's like, is this ESPN Plus? Are we back on ESPN Plus all of a sudden? This Top Rank? What the fuck? Deja vu.
So I'm pushing it with Berlanga. You know what I mean? But when are the names going to start falling into place? Man, that January of 2027 must be real huge in Dana's mind, because at some point these names need to just start falling, right? Like, you know, all these guys' contracts must be going up here in the next 4 months, and they're all just signing with Zuffa, I guess. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, so definitely with the price increase again by DAZN, I believe they're just pushing there, which is a smart push. It's a smart push. If you like boxing, you're getting all the pay-per-views, not for free, but $45 is a major deal if you're really getting 12 pay-per-views. You got to remember, we come from a time where, and not even you, because you've been groomed by the UFC too, that pushed way more pay-per-views than boxing did. But
one a month. It was basically one a month. Yeah. On the rare occasion, there was 2, but by and large, it was one a month. That's having to fork up cash at least, $75 or $65, whatever the fuck it was back then, once a month. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, in our heyday of Tyson, Holyfield, Roy Jones, Oscar De La Hoya, the ending of Julio Cesar Chavez's career was still all over pay-per-view. We were fucking paying $60, $80 a pay-per-view event on top of our cable bill. My mom hated that shit. She did it because she loved us, but that wasn't nothing cheap. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then, dude, it was especially, we were asking for help when it was 2 pay-per-views in 1 month. Oh, my mom wasn't taking that bill. She was not. That's when everybody would have to come up with $10 in that fucking house. You put it under the clock, my mom's good. As long as she's seen $60 under that clock, go ahead and order the fight. So yeah, no doubt. Grandpa, uncles, brother, they all would come together and get the fight and put the money under the clock, because that's 2 pay-per-views in one. That's 100. That's 100 and what? 20, either 120 or $160 if it was later in pay-per-view when it started becoming $80, right? Yeah. So big money back then, because you're putting a $60 charge on probably a $120 credit card cable bill already. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking almost $200 for the month.
We had to split it between families. Like, we would host one, another person would host another, another person would host another. Yep. That's how we had to do it. Otherwise, shit, we would miss all the fucking Chavez fights. Damn.
Yep. There you go. So they're pushing us to that way, and in my honest opinion, not all jokes aside, it is the better way to go now. Paying $35 a month for the regular subscription, it sounds stupid at this part when you can get everything for $10 more, and literally everything. We're talking the library of all the fights, right? The fights are on demand. We're talking the pay-per-views that they put out, the content that they put out. It should be worth the $10 extra. If you're already in it for $35, you should be worth the $45. There you go, DAZN. You can send me my check later on.
All right.
It's the best I could do for you.
If you can send me that additional $10 a month that will cover that, I will do it. I will do the $45. I used to work at a movie theater, and we would tell them all the time, they'd buy a medium. Oh, the 25 cents more, you get a large. Yeah, sure, why not? But and it's like a big fucking difference. It's like a big old like bladder that they fucking sell you. But I didn't think about that. I saw that and I was like, and it was funny. I didn't really make the connection until you mentioned it because when I looked at like the pricing, it didn't look like the $45 one was going to go up. So that's why I was like, at the beginning of the show, I was like, or the beginning of this topic, I was like, I don't think that one's going up. Well, no shit, that would make a lot of sense. That one stays and this one comes up. So you're like, well, it's only $10 more. I can fork up an additional. I could not buy a fucking Starbucks that particular month, and I can add. Oh boy.
And you get all the pay-per-views. You don't have to pick or choose, right?
Right.
You're just gonna get them now. So it's expensive, but for the diehard boxing fans, it might be the way to go, especially if DAZN stays true and keeps the fights on the network. Now I gotta say, your first year of doing this and allowing Ryan to walk over to Paramount, not a good look. That's not a good look. You don't want to tell your fans, hey, this is what you're getting, and then not give it to them. It almost sounds like a class action lawsuit is going to come behind that. Like, boxing's very lucky. They have a lot of people that are like wish-washy a little, like, because if this was the NFL, I think some class action lawsuits would be heading down the pipeline. Seriously, like, how the fuck you telling you make me pay $400 to watch the Raiders, then when the season starts, the Raiders are on fucking ESPN Plus now?
Yeah,
you'd have some upset people.
And here's the thing: the Oscars already said this before, right? So we understand that they're renting Ryan Garcia out for this particular fight, right? Because the reason it's doing that is a condition that he comes back to the zone with however many more fights he has left. But that's like 2027. He's not. I don't think he's gonna fight again in 2026. So there goes whatever you paid for the year. Well, you're fucked. You don't get that, right? You do have to go to Paramount and go elsewhere because I highly doubt he will fight again in 2026. So whatever you paid for that year, well, there goes that because now you don't get to see the Ryan Garcia fight, at least not on DAZN.
And it's real easy to go, well, everybody has Paramount, everybody has Netflix, but what if? What if there's one DAZN subscriber out there that doesn't have them? What is the kickback that he gets from DAZN? What if he like legit says, hey, wait a minute, I signed up for this big old package deal to get Ryan Garcia on my TV, and it's not there. And he signed under you, and I signed for the subscription to your company. How do they tell that, man? Well, you're fucked.
Yeah. Well, they tell them in the nicer way, and that's like, well, we didn't tell you which pay-per-views. Like that's basically what you said, Andrew, from the very fucking beginning. We were paying this amount. We don't even know who's going to be fighting on these. So at the very least, they can say, we didn't tell you he was going to be on pay-per-view the whole fucking year. So, at minimum 12 pay-per-views. Oh, shit, that's great. None of them superstars. Oh, well, fuck that. No.
Yeah, that's a real hard conversation. I feel sorry for the what is it called? The customer service at DAZN that needs to answer that question to I guess you'd say the honest people that are upset thinking they paid all this money to get their favorite fighter in the first fucking fight of under this new agreement. He's not on it. I know there's not too many of them. I said one.
Right.
Okay.
But there's at least one. There's at least one.
Right? That is a little bit upset that he spent $500 this year, basically, and is not seeing his fighter.
Right.
After being told this will be the place, the platform for that company.
It's the home of boxing. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Fuck yeah. I can hear the guy flipping his table right now.
Yeah. I wonder how they answer that one. Like, please don't sue us. No, I'm suing you.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Right. It's like hello, thank you for calling DAZN. This is the home of boxing. How can I no, it's not the home of boxing. Don't be answering that way.
Yeah, exactly. Your part-time Ryan Garcia's home. Like, what the fuck? You guys rented him out.
Yes, there you go. You're the part-time home of boxing. You're the summer rental. You're the beach house.
Yeah, that's why I said the farmers market. You ever heard a farming team in baseball?
Oh, yes. Well, you told me the feeders.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what DAZN will be in this sort of setup that they have, right? We make it until we get to Netflix level, and then you go over to them. we make it until we get to Turkey's level, and we let him do whatever the fuck he wants with you. No way. That's not the game plan they signed up for. DAZN was here before Turkey. DAZN, while they were in debt, was still floating before Turkey, right?
Sure.
Now they have all the boxing under them. I'm wondering if they're just like, what happens if we just don't have Turkey around anymore? Like, wouldn't we still control this whole thing? The game has changed a little.
I think Turkey actually owns a piece of DAZN. It's a small, I mean, I won't say small, but like I remember reading like 13% or something like that, or maybe not Turkey himself, but like the Saudis.
That group.
And I want to say it's something like, I don't know why that number is coming to mind right now, but I think like 13% or something like that. So, I don't know if they were around the entire time or relatively recently. I mean, I knew that they were at least part owner before Turkey was a thing, at least for us.
At least that means they can get a meeting with him pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right. But they need to figure this shit out, because honestly, I would say football, and I would even say soccer. I think if you told a bunch of soccer fans that they were going to have Messi on DAZN,
right,
and then the first year Messi's not on DAZN, I think you'd have people suing the fuck out of DAZN, saying that's false advertising. You guys lied. Yeah, so they're very lucky that boxing doesn't have that type of fan base or that power. We got guys like Nico Walsh that stick up for us when things happen in our sport.
Yes, and maybe not for too much longer with that guy. At least that doesn't look like it, at least. And it's funny right now you're mentioning that they didn't do that with Canelo when Canelo first came to DAZN and Anthony Joshua, right? When they pay these guys hundreds of millions of dollars to come in DAZN and get that shit popping, he didn't just like, all right, cool. Now it's pay-per-view time. Now I'm going to fucking PBC or whatever the hell. It wasn't until it was done with DAZN or whatever, lawsuit that came after that with him and Oscar. But they didn't do that with those guys. Like, they were official, with Matchroom or with, Canelo by himself or whatever the hell. When they signed with DAZN, their fights were there. The Kovalev fight, the Rocky Fielding fight, the Yildirim, and all those fights, they were on fucking, DAZN. So, DAZN didn't do that shit with others, but yeah, they're doing it here now with Ryan.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to add to that shit show before we move on to, I guess, will be the last topic here?
No, sir.
All right. So, Andrew, you wanted to talk about this here briefly regarding the Zuffa 10 event. That was kind of stupid. If you guys check out our Instagram account, I posted something on there that was kind of dorky. But after they deliberately made it a point to not mention IBF in that middleweight title fight at the main event for the Zuffa 10 card, they put the belt on them. And you know what? When I saw, first off, there was a UFC that same night. So as soon as that fight ended, I just switched it over to the UFC card. I didn't even notice that they put the belt on this McKenna dude until I saw it later on online. So I'm like, oh shit, what? They actually put it on there? Andrew, check this out. I don't even know if it's there now, but I go back to watch that fight, and that fight's not on Paramount, at least for the time being. Like, I wanted to go and see the ending of it to see, like, oh shit, they put the belt around this dude's waist, and I'm like, how come I don't find the card's over, mind you, because I had already made the switch to watching the UFC card on Paramount. So I go back and I'm like, it's showing the Callum Walsh co-main event. It allows me to select it. It's on there, but it doesn't have the other one on there. And I was like, what the fuck? I haven't checked since. But literally Saturday afternoon, whatever the hell it was, right after that card ended, and I found online that he had the IBF belt around his waist. I was like, oh shit, I missed it. I go back to Paramount, and the fight's not on there. That shit was weird. I don't know if it's on there now, but it wasn't on there at that moment.
It should be. I don't know why Paramount would be involved in the politics of the belts between Zuffa and them. So it should be. Maybe that's just a delay that they're having on getting the fight up.
Mm-hmm.
But the bigger news was the IBF being in the ring.
Yep.
The bigger news was Dana White supposedly leaving this event. And why did he leave the event? You know me, I love stirring the pot. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to think it might have been Turkey struck a deal with the organizations that Dana don't like. Dana came out Look, Turkey does his own thing. Remember what Riyadh wants, Riyadh gets.
Yep.
These people don't give a fuck about Dana White and his power, whatever power he thinks he has. Because honestly, his power hasn't transitioned into boxing. It just really hasn't. Not by the names of the fighters that they're signing, not by the bullshit that keeps coming. He keeps getting called out on. Right? Reporters just keep, hey, AJ versus Fury. You sure you have power in that? Conor Benn versus is fighting for the WBC title now. Like all this stuff that he keeps having to step back on, take back. Maybe, just maybe, Turkey's like, you weren't the guy that I thought you were going to be when I first signed you, and he's making his own moves now, right? And with that being said, Dana walks. Dana and them have their $7 billion baby that they control just fine, right? Mm-hmm. And before you lose that market to the younger Dana White one in Jake Paul, maybe you go back over there and put a little bit more of your dedication to the sport that got you to be the millionaire that you are. I do not like, well, I kind of do. I do and I don't.
Right. It looks bad, and I like the fact that it looks that bad.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah. That he left.
Yeah.
That he left. They're saying he exited the night that a belt was presented in the ring that he didn't want. That might have been a fucking breakup right there. Right?
I was able to find information on it.
Okay.
I pulled it up here. All right. Dana White on the potential UFC return to Ireland after walking out of Zuffa boxing main event. This past Saturday, Dana White returned to Dublin for the first Zuffa boxing event on the Emerald Island. On Saturday, Zuffa boxing hosted yada 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 with the IBF middleweight world title fight yada yada. Also on the card, blah 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 blah. Let me see here. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right one. Okay, cool. But despite the importance of the main event between Aaron McKenna and Ednosa Olia, if I can pronounce that right, the UFC and Zuffa boxing boss opted to not stick around for the culmination of that fight. Let me scroll down further. White has always been a fan of the Irish combat sports crowd, with Conor McGregor's fight in that country being one of the biggest and more memorable UFC fights in recent history. During the Zuffa Boxing 10 event, White was involved in a live stream with Nina Drama's Kick channel, which he has been a regular guest on. The pair opened Zuffa boxing, trading cards while taking the action, answering questions from the fans, chat. But by the time the main event rolled around, the 57-year-old had already had about enough and had only stuck around for the first 8 rounds before leaving the arena, not to be seen again. He also skipped the post-fight press conference, which is something he has regularly done in the UFC, something he has regularly done in the UFC? Really? I didn't realize he missed that many over the past few years. Over the past few years. Okay, cool. So he's only done that recently. Instead, Zuffa Boxing COO Harrison Whitman answered questions for the media after a relatively successful night in the region. Okay, so he goes on to talk about something else. But apparently, as of right now, it doesn't seem like there's a specific reason why he left. Just that he'd stuck around for the first 8 rounds of the main event, and so he stuck around at least for his baby, right? Callum Walsh in the co-main event. The main event was other middleweights. I suspect he's trying to kind of set up Callum Walsh and the guy Juan McKenna. They're both Irish. But anyway, no explanation as to why he left, but he left during the main event and completely skipped the press conference altogether.
Well, what would he have had to do if he would have stayed for the conclusion of the main event?
Wrap the belt around the champion, homie. That's what it is.
Belt around the champ. Yeah. And Turkey would have said, "You get your ass in there, and you wrap that belt around them, boy."
Oh, damn.
Dana was like, "Fuck you, fuck this. I'm fucking out of here. Fuck boxing." And I'm gonna tell you something, guy. I'm gonna tell you guys something else that I caught. That chick that seems like she has sex with everybody, even the camera guy.
Yes.
She loves being a flirt. That's her. That's not me. That's how she's gotten her. She even looks like she got her breasts done.
Yeah,
Her
she
breasts.
might have been. I thought I saw her on the cover of some like adult magazine. I don't know if it was just like AI or some sort of
Yeah. So
bullshit,
there
but
you go.
homegirl has a history.
Okay. So all right. That's her. I seen that feed.
Mm.
Did you see what Dana White did on that feed when she asked him about the ring card girls?
Yes. Was
Okay.
that true? Do you think that was that?
No, it's not true. I immediately went to the AI. I immediately asked, what I say, UK Boxing Commission, do they demand boy? It said absolutely not. And even talked about Dana White lying last night. It says it on there. Like, even though Dana White said this is untrue. It has never been in European boxing or however they said it that you had to hire boys. Why is he knocking the sport he's trying to get into? Why are you lying about the sport you're trying to take over? Or were you done at that point? When he got told that Turkey was at his way of being like, oh yeah, fuck these guys. Yeah, it was it's just weird when Dana White, how he threw the pen on the fucking table. Yeah, don't even get me started. Yeah. We had to hire boys. And then you see her, she's like, oh my God. Bitch, you watch men fucking smell each other's nuts all day. Now all of a sudden a ring card boy got you all like this. You got how many rainbow flags in your motherfucking sport? Now all of a sudden looking at a ring card boy makes you uncomfortable.
Well, I don't think it was that she was uncomfortable. I think it's just the ridiculousness of having to force, the guys like, all right, we can only do it if there's dudes too. Like, I think that's what they were like. This is so fucking ridiculous that we have to do it with the dudes too. I suspect. That's what I understood. I don't think she was like offended, like clutching your pearls or anything like that.
She said she didn't want to see it. She was, I don't want to see it.
I didn't catch that part.
She said at the end, she goes, I don't want to see that. Then the camera, somebody else said, I do, and she's like, oh, he's gay. You didn't see that part. She called over her wrist. She goes,
I can't stand that Hogan. I can't stand that.
She goes, he must be gay, and that's cool. I was like, do you know what sport you watch? Will you stop right now? Seriously, there's a lot of fucking dry humping going on that mat sometimes. Will you stop it? So anyways, I just didn't like how Dana did that. I didn't like how he throws the pen like, yeah, don't even get me started. This fucking sport. Yeah, they want boys, bunch of homos, right? It's sort of what his body language and the way he set that off made me think he was trying to act like boxing ain't nothing but a bunch of men that want to watch men walk around with fucking cards. Not us at all, right? But why would you go there unless you're already mad at your girlfriend, which is Turkey? You and him already had a spat behind closed doors. So you come out and you air it out on a little bit of the boxing fans, right? I don't know, you guys. Him leaving,
think he's the reason? Like, do you think Turkey said like no ring card chicks? Because
no. I think Turkey said you're gonna strap the IBF on him tonight.
Then what would be the?
Hear me out.
Oh, okay.
Dana White said, "Fuck you, I'm not." And he said, "You're my employee. You are." Dana White goes to that thing. Is already pissed off, goes, yeah, fuck this. You know what, these guys, yeah, you want to know why we didn't have ring card girls? Because these guys want boys too. Yeah, they want boys. You know what, I'm out of here. But gets up and walks out. And he walked the fuck out.
So could this have been a jab, not so much at boxing, but at, if Arabs, like, you ever watch, what was it, Oceans, one of the Oceans movies where those guys are like, when George Clooney and Brad Pitt are seeing those guys jump on the pole, they're like tan, they're like Indian guys or Middle Eastern guys, and they have like underwear, right? And they run up to a pole and they like, right? They do that shit. You ever see that? Right? Like, is that him trying to throw a jab? Like, these guys want fucking boys, talking about the Arabs, not necessarily boxing.
I don't think he didn't say the Arabs though. He didn't say it. I know. He was talking about their commission. I guess you can't hire ring card girls unless you hire ring card boys, but it's a lie. And watch, Eddie's gonna eat him alive. Frank, if this was actually a lie, this is going to blow up in his face bad when you get to around Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, because they're not going to. And even that one guy that came out, he just brought in the new boxing promotion to DAZN. The young kid from the UK.
Yeah.
You see, he was talking hellish shit. He was real pissed off that AJ and Tyson are going to America. Yeah, that guy. But when they get this information, hey, did you hear what Dana White said about European Boxing Commission? You guys only allow girls if guys. they're gonna eat him alive. And it's saying that he was lying. Why would you lie? It's so weird when you have these liars that will fucking lie to your face, even though you can find out the answer. You know, it's cool, not cool, but it's one to lie when no one can find out the truth, right? Then it's just a lie is a lie, right? But when you're literally lying to a camera where everyone has a phone and go, oh shit, is that true? No, that's not true. It's right fucking here. That's a weird liar, bro. That's a weird liar right there. And it really seems like Dana White, I think his emotions are, dude, it's all falling apart. It really is. This is why I'm not really, I told you a month ago, I'm not really fearing Zuffa anymore. And it just seems as we're coming further down this road, that this wheel's coming off a lot faster. And dude, him leaving, I think he left when he left that chick's table. He seemed mad. He threw his pen on the table, throws his things like, I'm out of here. Just gets up and bounces. And she's sitting there for like a few minutes like, what the fuck just happened?
Like, I'm coming back or not?
Yeah, and then she makes the comment like, who wants to see ring card boys anyways? But it was a real awkward silence there for a little bit because Dana just fucking literally got up and walked as if she was the problem. You know what I mean? So, dude, yeah, big issues happening. I think it happened last week when the UFC fighter comes out and goes, oh yeah, Turkey said I could fight on Zuffa. Literally going against what that man's boss at the other side of the business is telling him, right? Yeah. So did he go back to Dana and go, I don't give a fuck what you say. The guy that pays all of our bills just told me I can. That diminishes Dana's power again, right? Pisses him off again, right? Like, dude, I was the big shit here.
Yeah. After decades of being the big shit.
Yes. Damn.
Oh boy, that was weird. I remember hearing something about it, but I wasn't paying too much attention. The only part that kind of like caught my attention was the IBF belt part. But yeah, that would make sense, huh?
I look into everything. You know they're gonna come out and say he had a stomach issue and be like, "Damn it, it was all lies."
Yeah,
he just had diarrhea that night. Fuck.
Right, he had to go to the bathroom. It was coming out before the before the stream ended. He's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go, guys. Gotta go."
You think you're smart, huh? I just needed the restroom, you fucking tard.
Like he had motion sickness the whole time. You know, he had to go puke.
He had the Taco Bell lettuce.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. The fake ground beef on top of the fucking contaminated lettuce. It's just a recipe for disaster right there, guys. Oh shit. All right. Anything else you want to add to that before we call it a show?
No, sir. We scraped the bottom of the barrel.
Yes.
We get over 2 hours. This is what we do.
Yes, this is how we work, guys. You guys should know this by now. This is how it works. We get the funny stories and we fucking work them to death.
Now it might have been all hot air.
Right. That whole conspiracy with Conor Benn, I might have been complete bullshit. Just disclaimer. Let's go ahead and disclaimer on that one. But
that's a good one.
But yes, so no major fights this weekend. Of course, maybe next weekend with some news between now and then. We do have, of course, Rolly Romero and Teofimo Lopez coming up next weekend. I'm going to try to make it down to wherever the hell they're having the host in the events to see what I can get. More, maybe weigh-in stuff, maybe more Grand Arrival if they do that stuff anymore. But I'll try to get something for you guys then. All right. Anything else you want to add to this, Andrew, before you call it a show?
Great show, bro.
All right. Fantastic. So we will see you guys. We appreciate you guys as always. For my co-host, Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapiche. I am Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs. And this has been the Mad Boxing Show. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care. Peace.